live stream. It's Monday night. I think it's Monday night, Tuesday morning, technically. And we're hosting another late night Pokemon card live stream. I'm glad to have you guys here. In the background, you can see some beautiful CGC cards. Take a look at this Rillaboom. Hey, that's a pretty cool card, man. That's a golden card. And, you know, it's extremely hard to pick up those pristine 10s from CGC. So I'm happy I grabbed them. I got them for $2.39, which I thought was actually a pretty fair price, actually, considering the cost of a box of Darkness Ablaze and considering all the time it takes to send a card off to grade and the odds that it actually pulls pristine. That was a nice price. We've got some 9.5s in the background. Now, these I actually graded myself. Here's Alistair from Vivid Voltage. This is Tag Team Deoxys Espeon. And Charizard Reshiram, also from Tag Team. If you guys didn't know this, I'm a big fan of Tag Team. What's up, Gantu? How much for the Alistair? Well, the Alistair I'm going to hold on to. So I'm starting up again with collecting, except I'm going to be focusing primarily on CGC cards because I think they're the better value. So the CGC 9.5 is equivalent to a PSA 10. And PSA is just kind of junky with how they grade cards. So they give out their 10, which is their highest grade. They give out their 10 to cards that would really only get 9.5 at CGC, and in some cases, even as low as 9. I was talking about that in my latest my latest TikTok videos. I was talking about how I'm not really a big fan of PSA grading anymore. And I'll be focusing more and more of my money into the market with just CGC slabs. And yes, I will be buying, CGC 9.5s. So I will actually be spending money on these. And I'll especially keep my eyes out on pristine 10s. And wow, wouldn't it be cool if I got a perfect 10? That would be really crazy. I'll also be sending more of my cards off to CGC. And of course, after we're done moving, which we're going to be done moving in about a week, I'm going to start offering card grading too. But that could take a while. That could take over a month because I got to source all the parts you need for grading, and I got to get a sonic welder and figure out how to operate a sonic welder. And we'll have our own sort of niche, you know, handcrafted card grading. What would you call that? Like craft beer, basically. So we'll have our own craft beer of card grading, and we'll have very similarly strict standards like CGC, except you guys will get to have my logo. And I'm thinking about a logo redesign just for the card grades, because I don't think it would be a very good idea to use the red R, the rocket R. That's really Nintendo's, rocket logo, and so I thought we should have our own logo. You know what I mean? So I might be retooling the TheCardconomist logo over for the card grading, and I've already got a design for the labels going. What's up, James O? Diego says, hello, mister. When will you restock Cosmic Eclipse? Technically, I've got Cosmic right now. I thought more Cosmic would come in the mail today, but apparently it did not. And we are at a point where I'm not going to be ordering any more cards. And that's because I don't want any cards to arrive at my home and sit on my front porch after I move. So no more card ordering at this point. We're just going to chew through the cards that I have in stock. I've stocked up cards over time. And yeah, unfortunately, I don't have any Cosmic for sale right now. What's up, Sergio? He says, how much is the Cosmic Booster Pack? The Cosmic Booster Pack, I don't think I have any for sale, right? Is it marked sold out? Give me a second. Yeah, Cosmic is sold out. I mean, I could, technically I could go get a box of Cosmic, but I would have to put it at a special high price, okay? Because I really don't want to crack open this Cosmic. So if you guys are desperate for Cosmic, I could pick a high price. It would be slightly higher than what I normally charge. Whereas Nogala, by the way, guys, donated this beautiful pity pull box full of great hits, and you guys will chew through that over time. I might add a few cards to it myself and try to keep it perpetually going. So that would be really cool. So we got to thank Nogala. He was really nice. It was so nice of him to do that. I really appreciate it. Mister, look over the CGC 10 for us and compare it to a PSA 10. That's a great idea. Let's grab a PSA 10, first of all. Okay, here's some PSA 10s from Evolution. And that is a great idea. Here, let's try this one. You guys ready for this? Here goes. We're going to do a comparison of PSA 10 and CGC 10. Okay, if we take a look at the centering on this PSA 10, the first thing you'll notice is it's thin on the left, right? Look at that, off center. Okay, let's look for a print line. I believe this one, yep, right there, right? Is that a print line? Hold on. Oh, it's over here. Here it is. Print line in between those pieces of grass. You see that? So that got through with the print line. And then it got through with off-centering. And then if we flip it around, what you'll notice, see the corners? See how the corners kind of dip up like that? Do you see that? You guys are probably familiar with that. That's perforation. It occurs when a knife cuts the card. So a knife cuts the card, but it's got a dull blade, okay? And so instead of a clean cut, it leaves a perforation on the card. So all 4 edges have this. Edge 2, edge 3, edge 4. So they all have perforations. So perforation, print line, and off center. Are there any white dots to finish this off? No. So I would say the edges are actually clean in this case, but the perforations are there on the edges, and it is off center, and it has a print line. So that's PSA 10. You know the problem with the PSA 10? That's their highest grade. It doesn't go any higher than that. So that's their very best grade, and they assigned it to this card, which is essentially a 9. How do you get a 10 when you've got a very obvious print line? It's not even hard to find. It's not like it's hidden. It's right there. You got a print line right there on the card. They assigned their very highest grade to this card. Are you joking? Look at this. That's so bad. He says, is that a ding on the blue edge? If you want to get really, really technical, here, let's zoom in like we had a microscope. You ready? So if you want to get really, really technical, you can actually see that it does have dings, okay? So that's pretty hard to see with the naked eye, but of course I detected it, and actually you detected it too because we were looking. So technically, yes. On the back near the bottom. Oh, I'm sorry, you saw a ding as well down here, huh? Well, those are the perforations, I would say. A ding on the bottom. I'm looking for a ding. So I'm not seeing a ding, but yeah, so put it in your bag. All right, Mike said, I'm popping it in your bag. So that's their highest grade. They assigned it to this Mew, and it's probably deserving a 9. Let's be honest. The moment you see a print line in the hollow, that's a 9. Anyone who thinks a print line in the hollow is acceptable, you're nuts, because that's one of the simplest and ugliest things you can have on a card is that print line. It's very ugly. So, on the other hand, let's take a look at this Rillaboom. So here are the corners. And what you might notice, especially if you hold it in your own hand and you zoom out, although it's hard to tell, it is ever so slightly off center. Very slight. You almost could not tell unless your eyes were trained to do this. We'll pop this open. Now check this out. Look at how clean that is. Crazy clean. Look how clean that corner is. Perfect. How about this corner? Perfect. Actual clean corners. Good centering, no print lines, I'm sure. I'm sure they checked very carefully for print lines. So clean, guys. A real 10. And they gave it their pristine 10. And they give these others 9.5s because they're flawed. Which is how it's supposed to work. You start from 100 with your grade, and you count down every time there's a flaw. That's how grading is supposed to work. You start at a perfect 100%, and then you count backwards every time there's an issue. So that's great. Pristine 10 allows for a very minuscule problem. I've looked at a number of pristine 10s now. Typically a pristine 10 will have just one subgrade with the 9.5. So it'll be 10, 10, 10, 9.5. And that'll grab the pristine 10. And then a perfect 10, of course, is all 4 subgrades got 10s. So, you know, I like it. I like it a lot. I feel like my money was well spent here. I question if my money is well spent on this Mew. As long as the market believes this Mew is flawless, a PSA 10, my money will remain in that card good. However, I'm a buyer, and I don't think that my money is well spent on that Mew because I think it is a flawed Mew. I think it is a 9. If I cross-graded it, it would almost certainly only get a CGC 9. So my thoughts and feelings is that people are clever. Okay, this is my prediction. People are clever, and they'll see the lower quality with their own eyes as they learn how to grade cards themselves. These are sliding around. They'll notice the lower quality on the PSA 10s, and it'll be kind of like back in the day when you bought PSA 10s and then you looked at the GMA 10, you said, I'm never going to buy a GMA 10. GMA is a joke. GMA just grades, they just grade too easy. They give 10s out to anything. So that's occurring in my mind psychologically right now with PSA 10s. I don't think they're going to fix it. The best thing PSA could do right now is release a higher grade so that now we can start seeing which of our cards are actually really good. But I don't know if they'll do that. All right. That Rillaboom might be a perfect 10. You didn't pay for subgrades. True. I could send it back in and request subgrades. So maybe it's a perfect 10. We would have no way of knowing. I didn't actually grade him. Somebody else did, and I simply bought it off of him. So I can always send him back in. GMA was never as big as PSA, never will be. Right. But the point is, when you reviewed GMA cards, one of the things you noted is that you couldn't trust their grading because they gave their 10s out too easy. So you just didn't trust it. And so I would see a GMA 10, and in a way it was kind of meaningless to me. That's actually how I'm feeling about PSA now. I'm looking at these PSA 10s and going, I don't know what that means. Is it good? Is it bad? And then I gotta like look at the pictures myself. And then you notice it's bad. You go, oh, that's actually pretty bad. All right, so let's jump over to the PayPals. This is our third night talking about this subject. It's a very important subject when it comes to card grading. But I feel like especially with that Rillaboom being here, I feel like I've really demonstrated the difference here. And it's really glaring to me. And maybe the more you guys see it, the more you'll recognize it. Mister, should I order some Mickey D's? Heck yeah, man. Get some spicy chicken sandwich. Shiny says, I like this discussion. Yeah, it's really important. Day 3 of the grading war. The grading war. The great grading wars of 2021. So whenever I do start grading cards, it's going to be very similar to CGC. Now, the one thing I'm not sure if I'll do, I don't know if I'm brave enough to follow CGC's 9.5 on the Gem Mint. I just don't know if I can do it. Because people just don't want a 9.5 on the Gem Mint. You know, it's crazy for me, though. I'm over it. I'll buy them. I'll buy 9.5 Gem Mints, CGC. So I almost wonder if other people can be won over to that mindset. I don't know if they can be. I think there's a lot of casuals, and the casuals just want to say 10. Look, I got a 10. So I don't consider myself a casual, and I will buy 9.5s and accept that they're 9.5 because they're not flawless. You know, like for example, this guy, you can see he's off center. I've definitely seen cards this off center grabbing PSA 10s. It's nuts. It's nuts to think, because, you know, they allow more off centering on the back. It's nuts to think that those are PSA 10s and with CGC it's 9.5, and people are going to punish CGC for being honest. That's the whole point of a grading company. The whole point of a grading company is that they're honest. They tell you what you're really buying. And so CGC is doing it. And people are like, I'm not touching CGC. So, yeah, it's interesting. CGC is doing the job of actually being honest with cards for once. And now people, you know, they go, I don't want to buy CGC 9.5s. I want to buy PSA 10s. Well, you're buying junk, man. It's the same card. The card didn't change, it's just the label did. So Nate says, where do you most greatly see COVID impacting the future of our holistic society moving past pandemic times, and in what ways do you anticipate that impacting the economics of collectibles? Well, for collectibles, a lot more people are staying home. We're all introverts now. And, you know, we hang out here on our YouTubes and say hi to each other. And it's great because we don't have to be so lonely. You know what I mean? So sometimes people don't understand why someone would pay to have somebody else source, open, and ship cards to them, which is what I do. And they don't understand, why would anyone pay to have that done? Because maybe that's not the cheapest unit rate, right, for that particular card, for that particular booster pack. Well, it's because you get to come here and hang out. You know, it's kind of like going to the bowling alley. Oh, well, why don't you just build a bowling alley in your house? Well, people don't want to bowl alone in their own house. You know, opening cards is very social, actually, because the whole point of a collection is to show people your collection. So when we have an epic moment where you pull a Charizard, everyone wants to see that, especially the person who is opening the Charizard. They want to show it off. So, you know, in terms of COVID affecting that, well, we've gotten stimulus checks. That pumps a lot of money into the Pokemon cards. And it's money that's going to stay in the Pokemon cards. It's already been spent. The price has already been driven up. So if you were holding on to a lot of Pokemon cards when inflation occurred, you actually made a killing because the price on all these rose. The other thing I would say is, you know, having a hobby that you can perform inside of your house is a nice thing. But you know, Pokemon was already, if you didn't know this, Pokemon was already going up in price, the cards, before COVID hit. I think the stimulus checks really definitely accelerated in prices, though. Oh, not to mention, Pokemon was putting out like Hidden Fates, and Hidden Fates was amazing. Their quality, like their design, the texture on the cards, and Sword and Shield's been pretty good too. So yeah, they deserve to be growing right now. They're doing a great job. Keith says, "Good evening, Mister, and everyone." What's up, Keith? Thanks for the $5 donation. I really appreciate it. Hey, let's see if someone wants to open up Pokies. You got me talking, Mister. We're not supposed to only be talking. We got to open some Pokies, man. All right, so let's see. Yeah, what do you guys think of that? I'm actually really addicted right now to these pristine 10s. These feel good. I feel like I actually have something rare. And I've lost that feeling with PSA 10s. With PSA 10s, I actually have to personally review each PSA card to make sure that it's actually a 10. And there's a psychological downside to that. You start to realize that PSA's label is not having any value to you. But, you know, it's interesting with the pristine 10 over here. I feel like I can just hold it and trust it and not worry about it. And that's what these grading companies sell, is the ability for you to buy one of their 10s and go, I don't got to do any of the thinking. I already know the card's flawless. You know what I mean? That's what you're buying. That's the premium. Okay, so tonight we had Emo's Pizza. Hey, that's a charge. My wife and I, we had some Emo's Pizza tonight. And the first order of the night is for Mr. Bradley Sheely. He's got a really large order. He says, please submit 6 cards from my bag to CGC Tier 1. Oh, right. Tonight is the last night I will be submitting to CGC before they double their price. Okay, and once they double their price, my prices will change too. So if you want to submit any cards with me tonight, you can certainly do that. You're welcome to do that. And when the new prices come in, I'll be updating my prices too. So that was a pretty smart move, Mr. Bradley. If you're going to hire me to be a middleman for you, I will go ahead and jump through your bag and pick out your top 6 cards for you. So he said, 6 cards for my bag. He wants no subgrades on the Charmeleon, the Gengar, and the Darkrai. No subgrades on all of them. I gotcha. So here's Darkrai, Gengar, Mimikyu, Charmeleon. Where's the Poliwrath? Here's Poliwrath. Charizard and Blastoise. Okay, there was a Charizard and Blastoise, huh? Oh, here they are. I don't blame you. Those are very cool. Now, you see, even if those don't get perfect grades, they actually will be worth more after grading, which is the interesting thing about grading. You would think that there's no market for anything other than a 10. That's not true. Lots of people out there are collecting casually, and they're happy to have a 9, and they're happy to have an 8. And actually, you know, the very first card I bought when I got back into card collecting, the very first one was a PSA 9 first edition Dark Hypno from Team Rocket. So I didn't even buy a 10 when I first started. When I first started, I bought a 9. And I think that's true for a lot of people. There will always be a certain demand for 9s. All right. Mister, did you see any of the video, PSA's new acquisition, Genomid? Do you think it will make a significant difference in the grading standard? I don't know what the new technology does. Somebody told me that the point of the technology was to make sure you don't resubmit a card. Ultimately, if it's computer assisting a human grader, it could be, you know, an improvement to the grading. But think of this, guys. Millions of PSA cards are already graded. So even if the next batch of PSA cards come out and they have fewer misgrades, what you know is that anything in the 5s, is what I'm talking about is the certification number. Anything in the 5s is already not graded by that machine, okay? So basically all the cards on the market right now, almost 100% of them are not being graded with that technology. So just because they're getting new technology doesn't mean today you can go out and shop with confidence. And that's kind of a big deal. The other thing I would say is if the machine does improve grading by making sure there are fewer misgrades, that's great. But will they actually toughen up what a 10 is? That's what I really want to know about PSA. Will they redefine their highest grade, a 10, to actually represent cards that are basically flawless? That's what we want to know about, is flawless cards. Cards that have no imperfections. That's what a 10 is. A 10 is not a card with a flaw in literally every subgrade. Off center, little white dot on the edge, scratch on the surface, and corners are bad. You know what I mean? So that's just terrible. And I don't know how they've gotten away with it for so long. They've only gotten away with it because they have no competition. You know, and that's just how it goes. When you have a field of business with the zero competition, you get poor quality service. And that's what I think PSA has gotten away with for a long time. But it's going to change. It's going to change. You know what, Bradley, why don't we just put these in a bag? It's going to change. CGC is definitely going to change things. I can feel it. I didn't feel it with BGS. I didn't feel it with BGS. BGS, I think they suffer from their case, actually. You know, I wasn't sure what it is that put me off with BGS. It wasn't the tough grading. I think it was always the case. I think the case killed it for me. I didn't want the BGS case. It was like square, and it was like too large. It doesn't fit properly. I like the thinner, smaller PSA card holders, but also CGC has the same thing. Also the website, yeah, the website was terrible. I changed my order. Read the second order. Okay, sounds good. Gary took the credit for PSA's success. Well, Gary might very well have been the success for PSA in regards to Pokemon. And actually, if you guys listen to Gary, he criticizes them. Gary actually also criticizes PSA. So if you guys ever follow, his name's Pokemon King, by the way. So he's got a YouTube channel, and you guys should definitely subscribe and say hi to him. And yeah, his name's King Pokemon. He's got his own YouTube channel. It's just like this one. It's very unprofessional, off the cuff. There is not a high-level degree of editing and fakeness and acting. It's just him. And it's the same deal. He's critical of PSA, and I don't blame him either, because it's many of the same issues. What's up, Mike Side? I did my first CGC order today, and it was very simple, but the website was slow. Yeah, you know, I don't know if all you guys watching me ran off to do a CGC submission. But yeah, I tried to do a CGC submission today too, and it was as slow as a snail. You almost couldn't submit at all. I was watching the videos of cards he found to send to PSA, all simp, King Gary. Okay, so Kara Nichols says that she has changed her order. Let's go ahead and refresh, and we'll see what your second order says. Not a huge fan of PSA anymore. I feel like human graders will get more generous grades than AI grades will be harsher. You guys have to understand, it's not about who's nicer, it's not about who's harsher. When you grade a card, it's about the reality of the card. That's what grading is all about. Do you have a flawless card? Do you have a defective card? Do you have a manufacturer's defect? So if all the grading companies were good, this card would grade exactly the same across all grading companies. But the problem is they're not that good. Some of them say, oh, let it buy. And it starts to come down to things like definitions, like how do you define good and bad? But it's like, CGC is real simple about it. If you have a manufacturing defect on the card, that is a flaw, and you can't escape it. Whereas PSA and places like GMA and all these older companies that have been doing it for a little longer, they want to say, oh, it's only a little off center, give it a 10. Give it a 10, it's perfect. No, you're lying. You're lying, and people are buying it because they're not well educated on the subject. It is a flawed card. So people need to wake up to that, in my opinion. And we're in denial about it because we're so greedy. We want all of our cards to be 10. I get that, but it's not the truth. So Kara says, I would like to send the Japanese Skyla to CGC Tier 1, no subgrades. All right, I can certainly do that. I got to warn you, though, there is potential that they try to upcharge this, okay? Does CGC have an error grading type? I think they do. Yeah, I think you can pay a little extra and have it be graded as an error card. If you want to get a good explanation of AI grading, go watch SM Pratt's recent video. All right, so after Kara Nickel, we have David Correa. He says, hey, mister, can I please have 6 matchless fighters? You sure can. 6 matchless fighters. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And if it's possible, can I get a pre-grade on my cards by dropping all my hollows in my bag except for the Charizard from Vivid? All right, Mr. David. Let's go find David Korea's bag. Mr. David. When you move, is PSA still going to send cards to your old address? Oh, you just updated. Yeah, you just tell them the new address. Here we are. The thing is, we still haven't officially gotten approval of the loan because they haven't appraised the house. We're 1 week out and they can't get an appraiser. All the appraisers are booked. They're booked because there's that many homes being sold right now. All right, so we're going to drop these hollows. Okay, we're just going to drop this Charizard. You keep the Snorlax too. Look at this, guys. Look how much of his bag was just holo cards. That's the same for everyone. God, holo cards are the bane of this table. Look, that's your whole bag now. There we go, just the hits now, right? In fact, I could drop more holos out of this one right here. That's got holos in it too. Look how much of your bag was just these holo cards. Swear to God. More than 50% of the bag was just the sleeved up holos. That's pretty bad. Finding a house right now sucks. I'm looking myself. Yeah, you know, people who have houses who are thinking about selling, they see the crazy prices that the houses are going for. You'd think this would encourage them to sell, but in fact it doesn't. What it does is it scares them because they don't know if they're going to be able to buy another home, right? So they would become shoppers themselves. So only people who have like a second home are selling homes, basically. Pretty crazy, huh? And people are coming out with cash to buy the houses outright. It's a lot of people who are living in places like New York, California, Chicago, these really expensive cities, maybe West Coast cities. They're all selling, and they're all moving to Florida and Texas and North Carolina and Idaho, and in fact also to Missouri, Lake of the Ozarks. So everyone's trying to get out of those cities and into these suburban red states in order to get lower taxes and less regulation, more business-friendly environments, and away from crime, and especially, probably this one, away from the riots, which I think is a pretty universal need, is just to have safety. Nobody really wants, except for maybe like young, super politically active people, nobody really wants to live amongst a riot, whether you're on the left or the right. You just want to live somewhere safe. So if you're not a young activist or whoever's in the riots, you're out of there. You're like, I'm headed to greener pastures. So there's a big migration going on out of those other states and into states that are just more friendly, more family friendly, maybe. You ready? Here it goes. So, hold on, let me get off my leg here. To grade these really tough for CGC, I'd actually have to stare at them. You see, there's a print line that occurs on the Japanese cards. There is a print line. It's very subtle. It's not like English print lines, but this one looks pretty good. I'm offended. They're not riots. They're mostly peaceful protests. Mister, I'm sorry. Don't cancel me. Okay, I'll place this here. Oh man, I gotta sneeze so bad. So this is just going to be a quick grade, okay? I can't promise you 100% that these are going to be like 10 or anything at CGC. See, that's a print line. That's a print line on that one, I think. Hold on. Let me try moving it. Let me make sure it's not just the sleeve. I believe it's right. Yeah, it's kind of hard to show off. It's extremely subtle because it's not a true line. It's like a dent. It's like a graphical dent. You almost can't see it. It actually confuzzled me when I got my Japanese cards back from CGC, and they were all low grade. None of them got 10s. And I was like, what is going on here? Because they weren't off center. And then I started tilting them around. I'm like, oh my gosh, is that a print line? I couldn't believe it. So they're really strict. This is definitely thinner on the bottom. This is thinner on the bottom. This one's also thinner on the bottom. I'm going to put them over here because I would take a chance on that one. The artwork's too good. That one's off center. This one's off center. Yeah, I'd give this guy a try. Sorry if I'm a little quiet. My eyes are very focused. My eyes are very focused. How's it going tonight, guys? How's your weekday going? That's Eldegoss. I don't think you'll grade her. This is clearly off center. I think this has some hairline scratches in it. What sucks about politics are that teachers can influence students. My English teacher has pushed a lot of left views, like making us do CEAs on gun control articles. Man, that's wild. We gotta shut that down right away. That's crazy. Man, I'm gonna homeschool my kids. There's no way. Some teacher's gonna tell my kid how to think. That's crazy. I'd pull my kids right out of school in a heartbeat. I was raised homeschooled, so I already know how to homeschool. All my friends were homeschoolers. It's not complicated, guys. Well, for preparing for college, I would say actually you could easily fail to be a good homeschooler because you really ought to be teaching higher level math at that point. But you don't need that soft stuff like English. Okay. How to speak. People don't even speak properly as it is now anyways. People don't want to. You know what I mean? People want to, people like to mess with words now. English is all about communicating. If you want to learn how to communicate, you got to go out and talk to people and listen to speakers, not be stuck in a classroom. Oh, man. All right, and that one has bad edge up top. Very good. There we go. So here you go, mister. Let me just double check this Amazenta. So he's slightly off center, but I'd send him in anyways. Yeah, he might be 9.5 or 10 at PSA. I don't know. Maybe he would get a 10 at PSA. Mister's my teacher. What? Thank you so much, Mr. David. I sorted your cards there. Let's move on to Sergio Espinoza. Sergio, he wants 2 XY breakpoints. 2 XY breakpoint. Oh, right, breakpoints. My uncle touched me. I want to tell someone, but then I want be my chunky Pikachu he sent to CGC for me. What? What are you talking about, man? So we're looking for breakthrough. Here we are. No, not breakthrough. Breakpoint. I'm being a doof. Here we are. Breakthrough. I hate doing those dang essays. Like, why? They are pointless. Man, crazy. You should be doing an essay on how to make more money. Don't you go to school so that you can be successful in life? Here's one of the things I've learned. Thanks to YouTube, you can always expand your understanding of the world. You can expose yourself to culture. You can expose yourself to stories and ideas. Really what school ought to be for is to get a job. Because that's the thing that's hard to do. It's hard to get a job. It's hard to get a good paying job and to get rich. So you really ought to go to school to learn how to get rich. And then once you're rich, you can lay around reading books all you want. Once you're rich, you got all the time and all the money once you're rich. Sergio Espinoza. We're doing it backwards, guys. You're spending all your money in college at a young age, learning Shakespeare and a lot of other useless crap. You should be doing that when you're old or when you have free time, not when you are trying to get wealthy. School teaches you to be an employee. Well, and you know, the good thing is, I think the internet is helping people realize that. Wes Donini says 3 Lost Thunder. What's up, Wes? My friend Wes Donini. 1, 2, 3. Mister, I think I'm going to take over my dad's carpet shop. Mister, tell your dad that. Say, hey, Dad, retire already. I'm just kidding. I went to engineering school. Well, there you go. And engineering's actually probably going to lead into a well-paying job. So be picky with what you're learning, guys. There's a lot of useless crap you can learn for free. And that's the moral of the story. I've been saying that for a long time. You can go to school and pay thousands and thousands of dollars to learn something that's totally free online and totally irrelevant to getting a job. Oh, what do we have? Xerneas. All right, we got this Xerneas Prism Star. Pretty much pick a STEM major. I mean, also finance, I think, is probably pretty good. I would say finance is also good. Wow, you got 2 hits so far, Xerneas and Genesect. Can we get 3? Come on, Hyper Rare. No, but we got Tapu Lele Hollow, so technically all 3 of your packs were white backs. Wow. Mr. Tommy to drink sugar-free Canada Dry. Now the world's supply is deteriorating rapidly. No, that's my Canada Dry. Mr. West. Does he have a bag? Does he have a bag? He says, I have a bag. Man, we're getting close to the move-out date. It's crazy. Do you still have my Mew card? Should I send a CGC? If I haven't shipped you, then the answer is yes. And if you haven't sent it off to CGC, then the answer is yes. I've been good dad. Brought my kitties for a walk earlier. How's the large, mister? Says Brad. How's it going, Brad? For the large, here it is right here. Oh man, these CGC slabs, they definitely slide easier. So here they are. They're all made up. And the next person to buy a spot ends it. So the large is 1 spot away. Be careful, it might have already finished, okay, guys? Might have already finished. Of course, there'll be a new large right afterwards. So if you overbuy, you can jump into the next one. Everyone is critiquing unemployment, but it's giving an extra $300 a week. And if life is about money, why would people work for less? I don't understand. Let me try and understand your question here. Mister, everyone is critiquing unemployment, but is giving an extra $300 a week. If life is about money, why would people work for less? I don't understand. Because the way that they're affording that unemployment is they're printing money. And the more money gets printed, the poorer the middle class becomes. So it's basically a reallocation of resources from the hardworking middle class to people who are not working. And so during the pandemic, this made some sense because, people, well, actually, it kind of didn't make sense. Like, why would you get your normal pay and bonus? That part I didn't understand. But if you were getting unemployment during the pandemic, yeah, I mean, it's a pandemic. So we're just taking care of our citizens. That's what we're supposed to do as a society. That's the point of living in a first world society, a civilization, is to take care of each other when there's an emergency that people can't escape. Now, going over your regular pay, that's pretty odd. I don't really get that. Maybe they were doing that because some people were still working and getting stimulus checks. Maybe that was the reasoning. I don't fully understand. But how long people should receive unemployment of that type is a topic of debate. And I think the sooner we can all get back to work, the less debt we'll hand off to our children. And it's our job not to hand off debt to our children. Next up, we have to refresh. Let's see who's next. Look at all you guys. Hi, would you buy any GMA 10 Pokemon cards? And what's your thoughts about GMA? Thanks, Cardconomist. How's it going, man? Yeah, I definitely consider GMA cards, but I would treat them very similar to PSA, where I would have to review the card itself with my own eyes before buying. All right, let's go ahead, log back in. Yeah, I'd consider GMA. In fact, we had a GMA 10 Beedrill Topps Chrome just the other day in here. It was really neat. A lot of people don't want to go back to work, says Johnny P. Well, yeah, and so there's a stereotype that people are lazy and just want welfare, and it's kind of an unfair argument that conservatives make. They say, oh, people are just lazy, they don't want to get a job. But there is a point where it starts to become true. There is such a thing, and it's hard to believe, but there is such a thing that people could become lazy because they're just being given free money. And so what's your motivation to go back to work? So it is possible to be lazy. And we have to make sure that our government isn't subsidizing laziness. But that's a topic of debate. The question is, at what point have you given too much and decentivized people to go out and be productive? All right, let's go ahead and reload. Unemployment won't last forever. Well, you know what will last forever is the debt we're going into. Jesus Christ. Next up, we've got Raphael. How's it going, Raphael? He says, "Hey, mister, I only have enough to put in for one card today. Personally, I choose the Kingdra because I love the artwork, but do pick the card with the best potential for 10, mister. Please pre-grade my cards. 1 CGC submission with no subgrades." Mr. Raphael, you got it. So Raphael would like to have a pre-grade. "I worked through the entire pandemic and then got hurt. Now I'm drowning while everyone is living the good life. Lol." Yeah, I mean, that's the problem. People get so greedy when it comes to redistribution, and the more redistribution you do, the more of a personality you can develop that has to do primarily with entitlement. People feel entitled to something they didn't go to work for. And that's a very dangerous feeling to give people. You don't want people to become entitled, because you can't have a functioning society if the majority of people have a strong belief that they're entitled to things. Oh, this is 2 cards. So this is pretty beat up. You're right, the Kingdra is really nice. But he's not going to grade 10. This is slightly off center, it looks like. Now I'm putting the 10 pile. Now, I don't want to say that just to beat up on people who are down on their luck, especially because of the pandemic. It's not a good time to beat up on people. It's a good time to take care of everyone. You know what I mean? But there is a limit. There is a limit. And the question that I would ask you guys is, what is that limit? Where do we go? At what point have we gone too far? That's got a dot on it. Those are hollows. At what point have we gone too far and given too much and gone into too much debt and handed too much debt off to our children? How much debt would you guys, if you had a choice, how much debt would you hand off? So for me personally, I wouldn't hand off any debt at all. I'd hand off an inheritance. So my children would inherit something, not take care of my debt. That's silly. Only poor countries are set up so that the children inherit a debt rather than an actual inheritance. And so the idea that our government's just blowing out with debt, and it'll be some other generation's problem when the government's paying huge interest on that and unable to go any further into debt, because the US dollar is no longer being accepted as the world currency, because the world doesn't trust the United States anymore. And so we can't just print our way out of the problem, because we're actually having real inflation instead of the half inflation that we have right now. That'll be another generation's problem, and it's my responsibility as a good person not to do that to the kids of the next generation. We get mad a lot at older people for what they left us. And here we are, all ready to do the same thing to the next generation. Not everyone, but plenty of people. Oh man, these are rough cards. Holy moly, we need some hot ones here. That's thick on the bottom. Those are hollows. That's thicker on the bottom than the top. I like that one. That one, some of these are grade PSA 10. Oh, this one's really clean. This one's probably your best one so far, Nest Ball by far. Found on the bottom. So we get all mad at the older generation because they left us a lot of problems. And now here we are, almost racing to see how many new problems we can make for the next generation. And it's all kind of under the same sort of psychological way of thinking. And it kind of goes like this. It goes, me, 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 me. What can I get? What can I have? What's the government going to give me? What do I deserve? I don't want to be one of the suckers. Everyone else is a sucker, not me. I'm going to get what I deserve. And this style of thinking is just exactly how we got into a scenario where we're having problems, because people don't want to think 100 years into the future. They just want to think about the next 10 years, which is understandable. It's probably in your nature. So these two will not grade 10. The Snorlax and the Espeon will grade 9. However, they're so nice, I would grade them anyways. Oh, you're Slowking, huh? God, that hurts my eyes. So your Slowking might have a shot at a CGC 10. That's thin on the left. By the way, I'm grading closer to CGC standards right now. I would definitely try this card out too. That's too off center. And it's okay to send these cards off. Like, let's say this Umbreon's going to grade 9. You still send it off. Yeah, he's got some edges. You got a Snorlax, dude. That's so cool. Then on the left, what do we got here? We got wide edges. Mister's kid's gonna donate those slabs. The frick they will. I don't think so. Okay, let's talk about your pulls. Wow, look at, you got some nice cards. You got some nice cards there too. So these two are really, really nice. And the reason you would still consider these is because even as 9s, they're going to be so valuable that they will actually compete in price with some of these as 10s, okay? But I suspect your most valuable card, it's hard to say. It's one of these 4. The Nest Ball, it depends on if somebody will buy the Nest Ball, I guess. The Slowking's really good. I think your Slowking's a really good and safe choice. So he's pretty good. Or you could go with the Snorlax or the Espeon for a 9, and I promise you they will still go for a lot of money even as a 9. So these 4 are your top, with the Nest Ball and the Slowking being the competition here. All right. Wow, thank you, Mr. Raphael. That was cool to look at. Let's see who's next. So, Mr. Oh, wait a second. He actually paid for one of me. So, to send one of these off to grade, I'm going to take a stab, and I'm going to send your Slowking off. I think you'll like the Slowking a little bit better than the Nest Ball. That's because he's an actual Pokemon. My mom would like your thinking, mister. Grade them. I'm sending them all out. I bought an Audi A4 cash. Now I want to sell. You want it, mister. You need a car for your house. You're selling an Audi. I would probably do a card trade for a Ford truck or whatever high quality truck there is. I like Audi, but I remember I took a class in business school that was teaching about pricing goods. And it said sometimes you'll have a company that intentionally overprices their goods to give it a perceived value. And you know the example they used for that? It was Audi. It was Audi. Audi's made with the same exact car parts as all the other cars that the Audi parent company makes. So they cost the company the same amount of money, but they just charge more for it. That's it. And so people believe that Audi is more valuable because of that, but it's actually not. The production cost is the same. And I never forgot that. And I said, when I read that, I said, I'll never buy an Audi. It was Audi that they used in the example. All right, Mr. Raphael. Oh, we got to write C1 up there. Yeah, they used an example of Audi. Audi has a parent company. I don't remember. Audi makes several brands. It's not just Audi. Audi is owned along with several other brands, all under one parent company, and they make economically cheap cars. And the funny thing is, the Audi vehicles are made with mostly the same components. So the supply side cost of producing an Audi is very similar to its cheaper brands. But they call it, yeah, okay, so you're saying it's under Volkswagen. Very good. So, but they call it Audi and it looks fancy and they say, hey, this is a luxury car. And the idea here, you were learning how to price items is what you were learning here. You're saying you can make an item and try to convince people that it's a prestigious item. It's a symbolic item and that it just simply costs more than other items. And there's a psychological effect to this where people will actually pay more for the same good. Even though the supply, the raw materials are the same, they'll pay more for it because the brand implies that you paid a lot for it. Isn't that interesting? Very fascinating. Just like clothing, just like shoes. It's essentially all the same, but you pay a lot more for some brands. All right, let's see who's next. It's Mr. Shane Childers. What's up? He says, I would like 6 unified minds and 1 shining face. Mister, how much for the CGC Alistair? I'm interested. So those are all going into my collection now. Those are cards I'm going to be holding on to. I am actually going to be grading and holding on to 9.5s. I consider them the same as PSA 10s. And I don't have many CGC cards, but maybe in the future, I will sell some of my 9.5s. Maybe in the future. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Ralton says literally Supreme. Well, yeah, exactly. And Supreme, I think, was actually showing you guys how that works when they sold that brick. Remember, you could buy a Supreme brick? You could buy an actual brick from Supreme, and it had their brand on it. And they were almost flaunting the fact that that brick was going to sell for a lot of money simply because it was a Supreme brick. So that was branding at play. It's a very important concept here. In fact, it's relevant to card grading a little bit too. because we make the same needless associations to card grading companies. We say this one's good, that one's bad. Okay, but they're essentially offering the same service. Now, the difference is they're not offering the same service. The reason that I'm going with CGC over PSA is because I actually believe PSA does, or I'm sorry, I believe CGC is doing a better job by distinguishing 9.5s from pristine 10s, also perfect 10s from pristine 10s. So I think that that's incredibly important for card grading. Make a house out of Supreme bricks. That's true. That would be really crazy. All CGC 10s are gold. Here's Dual Blade. What do we got here? We've got Scraggy Garchomp. Oh my god. The Supreme brick now goes for 200 plus. Oh, here we go. Oh man, I wish I could have pulled one of these for Nogala. So he likes cute Pokemon like Slowpoke and Psyduck. These would have been perfect for him. Take a look at that. Oh. CGC site is so slow right now. That's because everyone's trying to submit at the same time. That's exactly what PSA did when PSA was doing a price increase. Had the same problem. All right, and oh, that was upside down. Oh, wait a second. No, it wasn't. It was right side up. The coughing is upside down. That's the Shining Fates, and it is a holo. So, Mr. Shane Childers, let me get you one pity pull. You actually went quite deep on that round, and we want to see if we can get you one more shot. You ready? Here goes. Slowbro Spirit Link. It's randomized. It's definitely randomized. Let's go ahead and find your bag. I think you're up top. I love talking, guys. These are fun subjects. Very fun subjects. It goes with my Slowpoke, though. That's true. And your Slowking. Here we are. And here we are. Sometimes the pity pulls make me laugh so hard. Let's see, who's next? Dylan Gothrop. What's up, Dylan? Dylan says, 1 live custom booster, and can you live ship my bag, please, mister? What's up, Dylan? Dylan would like live shipping. All right, Dylan, here we go. Just a cold one this time. It's kind of cool. You got Meowstic and Mew. 2 cats. 2 kitties. How much is that Slowpoke? But, sir, get me that Slowpoke. Dylan with the D, huh? Oh, that's good, because we got too many people in the D box. Dennis, Francis, Daniel, Dan, Fergie, Devin A, Daniel, Damien, Damon, Derek, Felix. Well, you must be up top. Nope, here you are. Found you. You're really far back there. Supreme literally slaps this logo on everything and upcharges. It's crazy people buy that crap. A $5 white tee with box logo can go for $500. Well, yeah, and so actually what Supreme has been able to do, it's turn its stuff into a collectible. That's basically what's happened. That's what a really valuable brand is. It's sort of like a collectible. Pokemon's a brand. What I don't understand is, what is it that people like about Supreme? Do they make particularly good products, or did it just become like a viral meme? And then if it became a viral meme, is that all the value of it? And if it is, then eventually you would expect it to die off a little bit when it gets old enough. Okay, Mr. Dillon, let me open up my software for printing labels. Blue Noodle says, it's a meme. What's up, Mr. Like Butter? He says, free codes. Supreme Pizza. I was a Supreme Pizza, man. It the quality mister. Can you do me? All right, I'm doing you. Me. Oh, by the way, we have some more Soldiers Return. It arrived in the mail today. I had ordered some earlier because I was like, man, I'm running low on this. I don't have a lot of it. So we have just one more box, a Soldiers Return. Yeah, we are not sold out of Soldiers Return. Supreme Oreos. There we go. Yeah, I got to get a truck though, because I think that it would be a good idea to have a truck if we'll end up buying like a boat at some point, which I think we really will. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but maybe next year. We'll buy a little boat for fun. Okay, Dylan, let's see if we've shipped you before. Looks like we have not. So the first step is to get your address. Mister, you got games on your phone? Mister, you got games? You got games on your phone? Let's see, let's see. Mr. Dylan. Why do they always cough? You know, when they do that depiction of the kids, the cough is the most accurate part. The coughing and the sniffling, right? But what is it with the little kids where it's like when they have social pressure on them or they're in a socially anxious moment or they want attention, the first thing they do is cough. They go, you ever seen a kid throw a fit? Like a really open mouth cough. That's right. You ever seen a kid throw a fit? I had 11 brothers and sisters, right? So I dealt with it constantly. Constant kid fits. And when they're real mad, they start, or they're real upset or something, they start coughing a bunch. It's like, why are you coughing? You've got nothing going on. You're not sick. It's fake. It's fake news, kitty. Fake, phony, fake. They're all like, I didn't get what I wanted. Dylan Gothrop. Ooh. Okay, there we go. Mister, the hobby dying. Sell me your Zards for $5 now. The hobby's dying. Sell, sell, sell. Yeah, I mean, I saw another video pop up on my feed, the future of Pokemon. Is it all going under? You know, it was something like, there's too many competitors or something like that. Like, oh no, what are we going to do? Essentially, when I hear that, is I hear that there's a lot more people in the hobby. That's great. That's great. Louis Rodriguez says 6 Darkness Ablaze. 6 of them. I've been looking into graded games and think they're extremely undervalued. I don't know if they're extremely undervalued, but they're definitely something fun. How much for the Charizard Reshiram? I'm just showing those off. I'm actually collecting those 9.5s. That's right, I'm collecting these like you would collect a PSA 10. Okay, so let's see. You need a new bag. What's up, Lewis? Welcome back, man. Mr. Lewis. Wow, CGC 10, it exists. Has anyone taken the last spot in the large? So far in the list, nobody has taken that. You inject Pokies every day? He's smoking too much pot. Better look out for Digimon going to kill Pokemon. That's right. Mom, I want Pokemon. Timmy, I got you your favorite Pokemons. Mom, this is Digimon. I don't want Digimon. God, you're so stupid. Pokemon and Digimons are the same, Timmy. No, they're not. They're different, Mom. God. All my friends are going to make fun of me. Turbo Patch. Oh, my gosh. Mister, the Rillaboom could be a perfect 10. Yeah, that's what people were saying. They were saying I have to have the subgrades in order to have a chance at the perfect 10. Mom, shut up. Go away. Mister is stealing my idea of buying all the CGC 9s regarding with PSA when they smarten up. Combuskin. Whoa. Those were some cold pulls, Mr. Lewis. So, Mr. Louis Rodriguez, I'm going to do you a favor. Those were pretty cold. Let's get you a pity pull. You ready? Hey, there we go. Shining Rune Raijas. And actually, you could tell the other thing was going to be a code card. Oh, it was a good code card. Well, shit. Now you get 2. Now you get both of them. All right. I was just going to give you the code cards. I thought it was going to be something stupid like Urshifu. It was an actual good code card. It was a Pikachu. So that would have gone to someone else. All right. Mr. Lewis, new bag. You can't get a perfect 10 without subgrades. Yes, that's true. That's CGC's way to get you to spend more money. You have to get subgrades to get the perfect 10. Mister, do you know how long left till my cards come back from PSA? I'm afraid I don't know. I could look it up. There's almost no point in looking it up. It comes back when it's all done. Luis Rodriguez. What I can tell you is that the wait time for PSA has reached 11 months. So a good idea would be to kind of trace back how far it was when you submitted. And if it was less than 11 months ago, then it's not your turn. That's what I would say. All right, now we have Keith Craver. He says, 4 shining fates, 1 shiny star. I have a bag. All right. I guess we'll open a new box. Mister, are you really Ed P445? Is that why you hide your face? That's right. You figured me out. How did you figure me out so easily? It would be nice if they at least tell you if it was going to. Well, yeah, I mean, I think I get it. I think they, my guess, yeah, I don't know, actually. I wonder what their reasoning is. I've thought about it. Maybe they just want you to resubmit it. I don't know. They're like, you're going to have to pay extra for that. 1, 2, 3, 4. The way I see it is if you get a card to come back as a pristine 10, you can just resubmit it. You can resubmit it and try to get the perfect 10. Dear God, these fall over so easily. Digimons are kind of bad art. Digimons! Mom! Mom, give me some Pokemons. Here you go, Timmy. I've got you Digimons. Mom, I don't want Pokemon. All I want is Digimons and Pokemon stupid. Digimons are going to go up so high. All right, let's see what we got. Are you guys tired of that voice? Here's Urshifu. Oh, a Turditus VMAX. Digicoin. You got any Digimons? Oh, man. I think everyone's got their eyes peeled now for the next big thing. And I'm telling you guys, there is no obvious signs to me that Digimons are about to go viral or anything. Oh, goddamn, it got me again. You're pulling. What are these packs, man? Grimmelsnarl. Woo! Mister, what do you think is happening between America and Russia? Is it serious? No, it's not serious. It's not serious. You know, Vladimir Putin, he's got a bunch of military troops on the border of Ukraine. He wants to control some land over there, I guess, like access to the sea. And we told Ukraine, I think we did and the EU did, oh, don't worry, Ukraine, we'll protect you from Russia. And Ukraine said, okay, we'll de-arm then. We're going to de-arm and you're going to protect us. And we said, good job, Ukraine. And now some time has passed and we're not protecting them. And Putin's putting all his troops on the border. And it looks like he wants to just kind of bully Ukraine and kind of take over that land and have control of it. And he said, do something about it. You know, he's like, I dare you, right? I double dog dare you. And we're not going to do anything about it because if we got into a war, if we got into some kind of war with Russia, some kind of serious conflict, it would just absolutely destroy the Democrats if that happened. I promise you, there are no Democrats who are jumping at the thought of getting into a war with Russia. It would be the worst political move ever. And Putin kind of knows it. And he's kind of telling the Biden administration, hey, go ahead, just start something up with me because I'm ready for you to do something. You know what I mean? So he's making those threats because he wants to make it clear that there is opportunity for conflict. And he's saying, you know, you'll be the Democrat president who started a war with Russia and it'll make you look terrible. And you'll lose your re-election. So, I mean, basically, I think Russia's just going to we're going to, put sanctions on them some more? We already have sanctions on them. I don't know what's going to happen. Nothing's going to happen. That's what's going to happen. They're going to keep doing whatever they want to do, and we're going to sit back and watch. What's up, Jonathan Gomez? Digimon single price needs to go down. Nuh-uh, it's going up, up, up to the Digimon moon. We share a space station with Russia. That's right. You don't want to make it awkward at the space station. You got to have your frozen fish and your vodka and just stay relaxed. A strongly worded email is coming. That's right. Well, and that's probably what will happen. They'll probably like condemn him or something like that. And he doesn't care about that. David Correa says, hey, Mr. 6 more Matchless, and can you send my best card from Matchless to CGC Tier 1, no subgrades? Sounds good, mister. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Bandai said they're going to print Digimon extra hard to fight the scalping. What? Better ask those boys at the station if they can see the Dogecoin yet. Mr. talked too much about Russia. Hey, I'm not trying to talk too much about Russia, mister. All right, here we go. 6 packs. He asked the question, mister. I just wanted to say what I was thinking. All I know is that Russia's women are beautiful. That's it. That's my only comment about Russia. 2, 3, 4. Oh, man, these are like perfectly cold. Whoa, Jesus, dude. That's 5 cold packs in a row and a full art Blaziken. There we go. Woohoo! Blaziken VMAX. It's a little bit of a pricey Blaziken VMAX. I think we can compensate for that by giving you a pity pull today. Oh, Suicune Hollow, mister. You're out of control. Russia will hack your stream to make it lag. They have Fedor, the greatest fighter of all time. Steam Siege, Booster 200, Digimon, Booster 200. I felt the cold. TCC wanted to let you know I received my PSA 10 station. All right. Do you like it, Mr. Jerd? Congratulations on that great grade. So, David. Where am I going to find you, David? Are you going to be up top? No. Is this David? Yeah, this is David. Okay. So, here we are, David. Send my best card off, he says. Okay, your best card. That's kind of complicated. I want to say it's the Kricketune because he's harder to pull, but he's less popular. So it's kind of complicated. This has no shot. That's off center. This is not going to be CGC 10. Yeah, I think I'd send the Kricketune, man. I'd send the Kricketune. Oh, for matchless? All right, no Kricketune then. All right, I'm going to go with this Galarian Slowking. There we go. Galarian Slowking. Now, you probably won't see him for like 12 months because what you're going to see with CGC, they're going to do the same thing PSA's doing. They're going to be like, yeah, people sent us 2 million cards, and now we are backlogged by like a full year. So get comfortable waiting for him to return. Speaking of Russia, a new horror survival game is coming out called Chernobylite. What? All right, we got David. Korea. It's wigged. Heard about it. Sounds cool. We need Russian first edition booster packs. That's right. Oh my God, there are Russian Pokemon cards, aren't there? I should buy some of those for my wife. Did I ever tell you guys my wife is a huge simp for Russia? She's a huge Russian simp. Oh no! All right, pick these back up. That's okay. They're slab. They're protected. Let's see who's next. All right, everyone stay calm. Mom! Well, you guys are all having me grade your cards. I hope that I actually can. Didn't you say she was a simp for Japan the other day? She likes Japan and she likes Russia. I think I would say I'm a bigger fan of both Germany and Britain. I like both of those places, especially Scotland, actually. Huge fan of Scotland. I wish I could move to Scotland. I would move to Scotland, but did you know in Scotland the taxes are really high if you're successful? And also, Scotland stays pretty cold. They're a very cold country. So, well, even their summers are like considered cold where I live right now. We get to like 100 degrees for like at least a full month in Missouri. It technically it's like 90, 95, but I mean, it feels like 100 if you're in the sunlight, and in the humidity, it feels like 100. Hoping to get that reverse hollow XY Zard back and get a PSA 10. I hope so too, mister. In Russia, it's our Poke cards if you catch my drift. I do catch your drift. You know, people are so excited for like to push the country economically into being a centrally planned government where the government gives you the stuff that you want. And it's like, man, didn't you just watch the Russia fall apart with the, what were they called? The USSR? Soviet Union, and China's been in poverty all this time, but now they're more powerful than the Europe, and they're wealthier, and they have this huge burgeoning middle class. What did China do different? They became capitalists. Everyone's like, I hate it. I hate capitalism. It sucks. All right, let's see what's next. We got Sergio, Mr. Sergio. How's it going, Sergio? He says, please send XY Evolution's Mew card to CGC. All right, you got it, Sergio. I hate it. I'm going to tell you how much I hate it from my iPhone. I was doing something today that you guys have got to try. You've got to try this. I told you a while ago that I was watching old Price is Right videos from like 1980. There's some from 1970. still with the same Bob Barker, right? It's like late 1970s, and then there's all the 1980s and the 1990s. He was the host of The Price is Right for a long time. So I watched those old videos, and I was talking in my live stream about how different life was back there. The first thing I noticed, people seemed happier with themselves. Maybe that's because they were in The Price is Right, but they just did. They seemed more confident. They weren't so shy and awkward, and they were more physically affectionate, it seemed. Like they would give Bob Barker a kiss and a hug, and they were just very happy. And I thought that would never fly today. You would not be allowed to get that physical with and it was different times, I get it. But what's interesting, so that left a big impression on me. So did the commercials, by the way. The commercials are very different. And what I did today for the first time is I watched home videos from the 1950s. From the 1950s. That's right. They've been making videos for a long time. And what's gone on is people are able to recover that footage, right? Just like the recolored World War II footage, right? You ever seen that? So there's all these home videos and all these TV videos, propaganda videos. And I started watching them today while I was working. And man, it was so freaking crazy. Humans have changed way more than we really think we have. We have changed so dramatically, you do not truly understand how far we've changed. Back then, no phone, no TV. Many of them didn't even bother with having a radio for entertainment. You'll go outside with your dad and throw a football around. That's what you did. You just threw football with your dad. And I'm like, Jesus freaking Christ, no wonder everyone's got anxiety and depression, and we're going to get into crime. We're going to be fucking crazy sexually and just do all this wild stuff. It's because we're so far removed from nature at this point. Everything's so artificial and computer generated and fattening. And they're all thin. They're all thin. The moms and dad are thin. Grandma and grandpa are thin. 100% of people are thin in the 1950s. You don't see one fat person. And all I could think is like, Jesus, wow, man, we're really a lot more overweight than we understand. Like, we're not kind of overweight. We're super overweight. We must be eating so much garbage. And I don't know what it is, but the men almost seemed manlier. I couldn't describe it. I looked at them, and they were like punching each other and just running around, and there was a lot of ruckus, and they were wild, and it was just really different. They seemed the men back then in the 1950s, I watched a bunch of this, guys. They seemed more vicious. They were just like punching each other, and they were more physical and playing sports. And you didn't sit around and play video games. There were no video games. It didn't exist. So there was no way to be like, and kind of my point is here, your environment shapes you a little bit, right? So if you stay inside all day from coronavirus and play video games for like a whole straight year, you'll get something that I call like video game brain. I used to use that term when I play video games too much. I would tell my wife I got video game brain. So I was thinking, they've never even felt that once in their life. They've never had video game brain. These guys go outside and play ball with dad. They play football or baseball with their dad or their brothers or whatever. And that's it. There's nothing else. There's nothing else to do. You mow the lawn, get a job throwing papers, and you play some football. Wow. It really, you could tell how different they were. And one of the surprising things was they all looked so happy. You would think that they would be miserable without the internet. Oh man, like, oh, how do you handle not having the internet? They looked like they were handling it well. They looked really happy. There wasn't anyone who looked like they were depressed or anxious or anything close to them. They were so physical. They were like giving each other hugs and handshakes. Now it's like, I don't want to touch anyone. I don't want to look at anyone. I don't want to be in the same room as them. They probably hate me for my political beliefs. I probably hate them for their political beliefs. We probably have an opinion on celebrities on the internet. You know what I mean? None of that existed back then. It's all made up. We made all of it up. Back then, you just played football, and then you ate your home-cooked meal, and you were thin your whole life. I was like, wow. I bet even the sex is better at that point, you know what I mean? So I was, it's just healthier or something. Maybe like more nurturing. I can't even describe it. So I'm telling you guys, you should go try this. Go watch some home videos from the 1950s and see how far we've come, because You don't see it enough. You need to see how far life has changed from the 1950s. They're still like, they've still got like fireplaces where everything has to happen from the fireplace. You know, they don't have central airing, they don't have central heating. Their food is still like air dried. They're like air drying their food. They don't have a fridge, right? And I was like, what the actual? I couldn't believe it. It was crazy. So, anyways, Mr. Miguel says, live ship my bag and slab the babies. I send my Moltres to CGC Tier 1 with subgrades. All right. So everything has changed. And, you know, like, I'm watching them and they just look, it's going to sound crazy, but they look more human. I don't even know what we are anymore. Whatever it is we've turned into, we're like, today, modern society is almost what I would imagine a druggie back then would have looked like. Somebody who's, you know, like Bacchus, right? Like Bacchus from the Roman pantheon. He's laying around drinking wine. He's got all the girls. He's got grapes, just laying on a bed. You know, he's a man of pleasure, right? So Bacchus, the god of hedonism. And that's kind of what we are today. We're video games. We got our junk food. We got our Twinkies. And then later on, we're gonna hook up with like somebody on Tinder. But you look at them from the 1950s, and it almost makes you sad. I was feeling depressed, by the way. I was watching it. I was feeling depressed because I was looking at them. They looked like they had a family. I was like, wow, these guys have actual families. You know, I watched this old couple. It was like a grandma and grandpa. They were totally in shape, standing up, smiling, watching their like 5 grandchildren run around. And the grandmother had her arm hooked into the grandpa's arm. Like, that's it for them. You know, they're just paired off, and that's it for them for the rest of their life. And I'm like, we have nothing like that, it feels. It feels like, and I mean this for Gen Z and the millennials especially, I think we're done with that. It's just never going to happen again. We're like 50% done with it. Most of us will never do this. Whatever that is, it's gone. It's gone. Whatever it is, it's gone. All we have now is like our negativity toward each other, our disbelief in marriage, our disbelief in family values. I don't think we're very moral anymore. Even I don't think people are moral hardly at all. You know, that's actually a topic all on its own. I think that for the most part, modern society has said we don't need morals, and so the society you're living in is one without morals. And maybe that's progress. I don't know, but you know, and who decides what a moral is, right? But yeah, I think in the past it used to be if you steal from someone, everyone understood that was wrong. If you burn somebody's house down, everyone understood that was wrong. Now it's like, ooh, that's interesting. Tell me more. Like you don't care, you just want to hear about it in the news. You're like, oh, I'm so mad about that, or outraged, or it's hard to describe. But yeah, so it feels like things have changed so dramatically. You need to see with your own eyes how far it's changed. So you guys should take a minute today or tomorrow, go watch some videos from like the 1950s. It will blow your mind because you will not believe how far we've changed. And you wouldn't think it's that much, but it really is. The computers have changed everything about humanity. Our whole life has changed. Why be happy when crying on the internet gets you famous? That's true. So let me go ahead and get this shipped for Mr. Miguel. Wait, can I cry on the internet? I want to be famous. Nothing is the same. And there's been a lot of good changes, but maybe my feelings were that when I saw what they had, I felt like maybe all the changes have not been so good. All right, Mr. Miguel, I got your address here. It's the same address I used last time. I'll go ahead and print you up. The 50s wouldn't collect cardboard. They'd build with what? Cutting cards? We become weak, but my Charizard keeps me strong. That's right. Urgh. All right. Let me grab this bag. I'll be right back. Mr. Miguel, he claims he has a PSA card. Ooh, I have my drink here. I'm going to have a sip of my drink. It was almost like looking at a race of humans who have never been exposed to anything that was made by Hollywood. They've never seen it. And it almost looked like looking at humans out in the wild. It was so bizarre. It was like looking at humans in the wild. They've never gone to the movies. They've never heard anything woke before. It's never happened to them. They've never heard anything woke. They're just animals out in the wild, making sweet love, having 5 kids. That's it. And for a moment, I was like, man, that's crazy. And then I went back to sipping my soda and playing my video games. It's like, not me, I wouldn't give up the internet. It's just too good. How are you supposed to give that up, you know? It's too addictive. But that's an interesting thing. We talk about not giving kids video games because somehow we inherently know it's not good for them. Oh, I'm not going to let my kid have an iPad. I'm not going to let my kid have an iPhone. But then we all have them as adults. You're not going to have it, but I have it. What does that say? You know, it's like, it's very interesting. All right. Yeah, so I was watching a bunch of stuff from the 1950s, and it's pretty wild. I watched a propaganda cartoon. You guys might have seen those before. You guys ever seen those propaganda cartoons for like World War II? Those were pretty wild. Okay, so next up we got, who's this? Kara Nichols. Pre-grade my cards, mainly the full art, and if you believe one of them will grade better than Skyla, send them off. Okay. So let's see. First we gotta find you. You're in the overflow. What do you guys think of all that, huh? So your best cards will probably end up being one of these. Tyranitar's nice, but he's not going to beat those two. Piers, maybe. Now you're going to want the girl, I think. Your card is off-center. You paid money and waited months to get this. Enjoy the off-center 9.5. So there's Moltres and the girl. I don't know her name. I would say those are the main 2 cards that can compete with Skyla. Okay, here we go. 50s brought wealth to the common man, and thus brought children raised with more than their parent in the Depression, thus starting the downward trend. I'm talking about the actual label. Let's see. So that's thin on the left, I'd say. This would be the main character I'd probably consider replacing. Yeah, she's thin on the right, though. Slightly thinner on the bottom. So all 3 of these are off-center if you eyeball them real hard. I would stick with Skyla, but the truth is I would also send these other 2 cards off anyways. So I wouldn't pick between them. I'd send all 3 off. I wonder what Mr. thinks of my comment. Did I see your comment? I might have missed it. 50s brought wealth to the common man, thus brought children raised with more than their parents in the Depression. Thus brought children raised with more than their parents in the Depression, thus starting the downward trend. So I think what you're saying is that basically people who survived the Depression, they were real toughened by the Depression. And then after that, we had a lot more economic, what's the word? Prosperity. And this ruined the children. I don't know if you can attribute it to any one thing. There's definitely been a long change to humanity. And it's a very interesting thing. I'm not going to claim too much of it as good or too much of it as bad, but there was one thing that I saw that I felt like we miss out on, and it's whatever it is, that sort of ability to be around others. It was so strange. Like I was trying to say, like, that was one of the first things I noticed when I watched Price is Right from the 80s, is the people seemed comfortable around each other. And that's what I saw in the same videos from the 1950s. They almost seemed more human than us. And we're like this other weirdly alien thing these days. Hard to describe. Next up, we've got Raphael, who has a message. He says, I'll trade in my fossil pack for store credit. Oh, really? Okay. and use $120 of it to send the Rainbow Espeon, Nestball, Golden Snorlax. All right. Let me think about it for a minute. Let me think about it for a minute. And the full art Kingdra, because I just love the art, if that's okay with you. So, Mr. Raphael, Mr. is moving to DC so he can be a full-time CIA spook. That's right, I want to be a spook. Let me find your bag real fast. Is it one we've already opened? Let's see, Alex. What if I could? I could send you 48 on the 29th if you let me do that, but I don't think you would. Can't send the other two off as well. Oh, I see what you're saying. So Sean Leon, Mr. Raphael. So Raphael, you have a light pack. Is that right? Well, let me think about it. Let me ask you a question, Mr. Raphael. How much store credit would you like for this? Because I'm tempted to take it. Let me see it real fast up top. That's the Zapdos. He does have some pretty obvious pleating in the front. Crimping or whatever you want to call it. How much would you be asking in store credit would be my question. Next up, we've got Keith Craver. Keith says, for the last spot in the large, but if I miss it, can I have 2 shiny stars? Keith just bought out the last spot in the large. All right. Mr. Keith, we are now beginning the large. Mister, what is my PSA grade? Oh, we'll wait for it to arrive. I don't want to look it up because it's too much effort right now. It'll arrive any day, and then we'll know. I kind of stopped caring so much about grades. Think of it this way, Mr. Seisman. If I looked it up for you, every person will come over and be like, okay, what was mine? What was mine? What was mine? So I'm just going to wait for it to arrive, okay? It's just a day or two away, and then you'll know. Very close. Here it goes. Let's go over the cards in here. Keith, Lee, Bradley, Anthony, GJM, Trey Butcher, Jeremy, Jack Gray, Tyler, Brian, Nogla, Jeremy, yeah, Alex, Dustin, Andrew, SSJM Incorporated, Pokekobe, Raphael, Jansen, and Raphael. So let's quickly do a count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. So we're all done with that. Very good. And Mr. Raphael, I might have missed your response. Let me scroll through. All right, so Mr. Raphael, I am open to doing store credit on this. It just depends on how much. And let's grab the booster packs here. Think of it this way, Mr. Raphael. When you bought the pack, you bought the pack with a chance for a heavy pack, right? So part of the value of an unweighted pack is it could be heavy or it could be light. And typically a heavy pack goes for more and a light pack goes for less. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. So we got 30 packs here. And now we're going to shuffle. 1. All right, and that's good enough. No, I'm just kidding. What if I just shuffled the corners? Would that work? Oh, that works pretty good. Okay, and all right, here goes. Move that out of the way. We'll do our little back-forth shuffle. So the back-forth shuffle is very important. It ensures that goddamn, these CGC cards are like more round on the bottom. They slide around more. So this ensures that the entire deck is perfectly split in half, right? So that's the point of that. We like to see that. We like to see that perfect shuffle. And now one more round. Do the wash. What's the wash? Can you guys actually see the shuffle occurring? My eyes are concentrated on the cards. Yeah, see? Sell it for 633. Mr. sold it for like 833. How have I been? I've been very good. How are you, Mr. Ricardo? Woo! Are you guys ready? Here goes. So we just split in half. Oops. Okay, now it's set. Are you guys scared? You don't know what the wash is? You never played poker? Yeah, I never really played too many card games. I did actually play some poker, but I didn't play very much of it, so I don't know what a wash is. I'm assuming it's like a shuffling technique or something. Do you feel better tonight? Oh, yeah, I feel way better. My wife actually woke up and told me she had a stomach ache, so I think we got bad food. Not scary. Could have just been some gross guy who had dirty hands. Maybe he didn't wipe his butt very well. You know, maybe he wiped his butt and he decided, I don't got to wash my hands after I'm done. You know, so it's pretty gross. James says, is this the fossil? This is actually the large. So we're opening up the large, everyone. Get ready. Mr. Trey Booker Store. Trey Booker Store is the first one pulled. And that means he gets a holographic Snorlax. How nice is that? Mr. Trey Booker. With the T. Let's see if we can find his bag. Jimmy John Band. That's right. Oh. The bugs are out, guys. It's summertime and the bugs are returning. Man, that is something I like about winter. So for those of you who live on the West Coast who never experience winter, when the winter comes in, it kills all the bugs, and you are probably underestimating how nice that is to live without bugs for a little while, because I hate bugs. I have a weakness to bug type. Weakness to bug type. Bugs are so annoying. They're gross, dude. They're disease carrying. Do you guys know mosquitoes are like the deadliest animal in the world? It's actually the mosquito. You would think it's like a lion or something, or like a shark. It's just the mosquito. Mosquito kills more people than anyone else. All right, after Trey Booker, we've got Jeremy Helm. All right, Jeremy Helmstadter. He pulls Aegislash. That's for Jeremy. I can't remember. Did we ship Jeremy recently? Let's see if we shipped Jeremy. You hate bugs. You should have seen my cockroach. Well, it's not like I'm scared of them. I'm not like a girl where it's, oh, no, a bug. It's like they're super annoying. I hate the, like when they fly into your ears, like, get out of my fucking air. Like I'm going to go crazy. But actually, when I was a little kid, I used to collect a lot of, especially spiders. I would collect spiders and let them crawl on me and stuff like that. So I was never scared of bugs. But now they're a nuisance. They're a nuisance. Ants, like, get out of my house, ants. I didn't invite you. COVID mosquitoes, that's right. Brian Ochoa pulls 2 hollows. Okay, we're 3 in, 27 to go. We're looking for a Brian Ochoa bag. That's the thing, it's been a little while. Some of these guys might have shipped by now. This large was very slow. It was obvious there was less interest in this large. Brian Ochoa. There we are. Mr. Brian. And now we've got Tyler McKeel. Tyler McKeel pulls 2 hollows. Well, actually, there's a hollow and a non-hollow rare. So this is for Tyler McKeel. Take a while, guys. We got to work our way through all 30 packs. So get comfortable, and then we'll have the very exciting last pack. Cockroaches disgust me to my very core. Yeah, and you know, it's interesting. Cockroaches never hurt you. So how is it that you already know to avoid them? And the belief is that evolutionary biology is the reason why. The people who developed a fear of cockroaches were more likely to survive. Raphael, Mr. Raphael, you pull. Oh, Mr. 2 hollows. All right. Raphael, we were just sending some of your cards off to CGC. Good luck with the grade on that hyper rare Slowking. I hope you get a perfect 10 on that. If you do, maybe you can sell it for like 1,000. Hey, sell it to me. Jack Gray. Mr. Jack Gray gets a holographic card. Yeah, there's going to be a few hollows in here, guys. That's the whole point. Jack Walsh is going to have to go up here. There's not enough room. Jack Walsh. Who does that remind me of? Isn't there a famous Walsh guy? Jack Gray. He's like a political commentator or something, Walsh. Greg Walsh. I don't remember his name. Roach milk is good for you, supposedly. Ew. Roach milk? Gross, dude. Dustin Day. Matt Walsh. Right, Matt Walsh. So that's for Dustin Day. I remember when I was younger, I was more liberal and I couldn't stand the guy. I was like, oh, I can't stand Matt Walsh. When I was younger, I was really not very religious at all. I actually kind of disliked religion pretty strongly. And so he was always making arguments from a religious point of view, and it drove me nuts. Wait, who did we just pull this for? We didn't just pull this for... Did we just pull this for Dustin Day and I'm going through the M box? Oh, because my mind's saying Matt Walsh. I'm insane. All right, Dustin Day. Going crazy. Yeah, he would make arguments from like a religious, moralistic point of view, and it would just drive me nuts. Dan, Fergie. I feel like I'm older now, and I've definitely swung closer to the middle. Maybe that's what happens to you the more you learn. I don't know. Oh, you're most welcome, Adam. I'm reading your comments out loud. Sometimes I'm not actually saying that thing that I'm reading out loud, even if it sounds like I'm saying thank you. All right, Dustin Day. Now we've got, oh, Jeremy Helmstadter. Jeremy with Holographic Detective Pikachu. For Mr. Jeremy. Here we are, Jeremy. Matt Walsh is entertaining. Yeah, he's been in it for a long time. He's been making content for a while now. Pokey Kobe. Been in the game. Mr. Pokey Kobe. Our friend Pokey Kobe. We haven't seen him in a little while. Wonder where he's at. Doing his own thing, no doubt. There's Ren, Patrick. I don't think Pokey Kobe... I don't think Pokey Kobe has a bag over here. And I can actually almost hear him saying, feel free to just keep these two hollows. It is a Misty reverse hollow, but... He lives out in Canada, and I don't think he wants to pay $24 to have me ship 2 holo cards. Next up, we've got Brian Ochoa. Mr. Brian picks up 2 holos. Ooh, those are nice. There we go, Brian Ochoa. Andrew Jones. Andrew Jones also picking up 2 holos. Let's find Andrew Jones' bag. Mister, what do you think about cryptocurrencies? The other day, I told you guys I took like a whole month and just watched tons of crypto videos from, experts and from people who are very passionate about it so that I could understand it more. And then I bought crypto. So I did all the stuff. And then probably about 3 days ago, I was watching a debate behind a very large cryptocurrency supporter. And both of these guys are famously wealthy. Is a crypto supporter and a gold guy, and they were debating cryptocurrency. And it was really interesting because they were both talking about the problems with gold and the problems with crypto. And by the end of the talk, you know what was funny? The outcome wasn't that I wanted to buy gold, but the outcome wasn't that I wanted to buy cryptocurrency either. By the end of the stream, I was like, wow, I wouldn't buy gold or crypto. They both sound crazy. Why would you buy either of these things? So they were making these really great arguments against each other, and it was having this side effect where I was like, I don't want either of these things. And so now I own very little cryptocurrency. I own about $2,400 of it, and it'll probably stay that way. What I'm going to continue to buy is Nintendo, and I'm going to buy maybe a little Coinbase, the company that actually, it's an app that allows you to transfer cryptocurrencies around. Alex asking for a pity pull. Let's get you that pity pull. Jansen McNeil picking up 2 holos. Wow, he's been waiting forever for that to go off. Mr. Jansen. Sounds like they're just arguing against each other. Well, they actually bring up really good points against each other. And the more I listened, the more I felt like I don't want gold and I don't want cryptocurrency either. They're both flawed. Javier. Actually, by the end of it, I felt a lot like there is no such thing as a store of value. It doesn't exist. You're basically just betting on who has power in the world not to fuck with you, basically. And if they decide they will, you will be affected by it. You know, there's almost no escape from it. It's just a matter of whether they decide to mess with you or not. You don't have the ability to truly protect your wealth from those who are in power. Mister, don't talk bad about the cryptos. All right, I love cryptos. They're the best. Bradley Sheely. Oh, that's an empty pack. That's no good. So if it's an empty pack, I can tell you already what would supposed to be in here is 2 hollows, Mr. Bradley Sheely. That should be 2 hollows. And I tell you what, I'll pick you out a nice hollow if you don't mind. Give me a second. What do I actually have? I don't even know what I have. So those should have been, that should have been a hollow. Ah, here's one. Just looking for this. Here's 2 Sceptiles. That's actually really, really cool. And they are both sleeved up. So Bradley, I'll toss those your way. It should have been, that pack should have been 2 hollows. I don't know why the hollow wasn't in there. Maybe I was going too fast. Mister, count the packs and the cards. Well, we counted beforehand, so I doubt there's been a mistake, but I'll go ahead and count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. There's 17 packs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Oh, maybe there are too many packs. So maybe, hold on, let me count it one more time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Oh, maybe it's a good thing we're counting. I'm surprised. Maybe there was an extra pack in there and I just happened to miscount it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Okay, so there was an extra pack in the set. You do not get these Sceptiles. Let me take them back. You get whatever this is. You put the last pack on top. Oh, I'm so dumb. Oh, I was so distracted. I probably put, okay. So your actual pull, Mr. Bradley, is this lovely Raichu. My bad. I put the same pack up top. I'm such a doof. Holy. All right, well, it's a good thing I'm not in charge of the nuclear codes. Nick says, no, 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 no. Ha ha. What are you guys trying to tell me? Brad Aldridge, Chris T. He says, rip. Is that the wash shuffle? Brian Locke. What are you guys saying? No, 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 no. Over. Bradley Sheely, you're over here. I'm trying to watch the screen. Here we are. I found your bag. It's wigged. Big fan from Australia. How's it going? We got your attention barely. Everything is good now, mister. Everything's good now? All right, thank you, mister. So this should go to Bradley. And now the number of remaining cards should match the number of remaining packs, right? So let's count them up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. We're good. Okay, let's keep moving. Bradley Sheely again. Oh, Bradley, I'm sorry, mister, but you're going to pull Charmander Hollow. Mister, everything is food. I knew it. Everything is food. Does that mean I can eat these Pokies? Okay. Now we've got Jansen McNeil. Sounds like Ally McBeal. Jansen McBeal pulling. Oh, that's actually a pull. All right. Mr. Jansen. Mr. Jansen. So I'm going to give Jansen these 2 Sceptiles as well. And we're going to grab this bag. And write him up a new bag. I hope he's still watching. I don't know if he's watching tonight. Jansen McNeil. There we go. Don't try to trick me, guys. I'm too smart. Can't be tricked. Nogala. All right, so Nogala is not the winner. He gets 2 holo cards. I think he would probably donate them, don't you think? And Keith Craver. Oh, my God. We got Keith Craver. Keith, I'm sorry. You were the last one in. And unfortunately, you did not pick up the hit at the end. Where's Keith Craver? We got Keith Ferbert. Did we put you up top, Keith? I feel like we might have put Keith up top. Here we are. Keith is up top. Keith Craver. Is Darkness done being printed? Absolutely not. There's no way it would be done printing so soon. SSJM Incorporated pulls Beware. Whoa. All right. So SSJM Incorporated. Let's see if they even have a bag, because I hardly remember them making an order. Yes, they do. Oh, man, they got some hollows in that bag. They're pokey rich. Now they got Beware. Holy. Lee Montoya. Lee Montoya, you pull 2 hollows. Man, having to find a bag each time is such a hassle. Holy. Lachlan, Keith, Kyle, Kellen, Lumberjack. I don't even see a bag for him. Hold on. So Lee would be in here. You're starting to sweat now. More than halfway through. You're the winner, GJM. You pulled all the Poke cards. Oh my dear God. Why are there so many bags in here? Okay, so we can't find Lee. Next up, we've got Raphael. Oh, Mr. Raphael. Oh, but you pull a full art Jirachi. How nice is that? Okay, it could have been worse. Mr. Raphael, I'm afraid you're not in here. Who's next? Here's Nogala again. So Nogala's not the big winner. He's going to get 2 hollows, which I believe I'm going to accept as a donation from him without asking. Anthony Roberts pulls holographic Detective Pikachus. All right, so this is for Anthony Roberts. He's got a big bag right here. Ooh, Anthony Roberts. Here's Jeremy. It's Jeremy. Jeremy pulls 2 hollows. I'm sorry, Jeremy. Jeremy, do you have any spots left? I don't know if he has any more packs left to open. GJM. Oh, GJM, I'm sorry. But look at this. You got Metal Energy and Munchlax. It's because of your desire to get that right Poke card, right? You got a big appetite for a hot pull. He's got the munchies. He says no. All right, GJM. Coming down to the gritty nitty. It is coming down. Bradley Sheely again. So Bradley Sheely is not going to be the guy who pulls the hot one. Bradley, I suspect you might have been the guy who's gone deepest in this. Let me get you 1 pity pull, okay? Just 1. And it is Mega Pidgeot. All right, 1 Mega Pidgeot, mister. How many we got left? There's 4 left. Are you ready? 4. Alex. Oh, I'm sorry, Alex. You're so close. You are going to pick up a Dark War Turtle. That's kind of cool. So close. Now, remember, guys, the thing you're trying to pull is the Mysterious Mountain Booster Pack. It's already been graded, and there's 1 listed. Where'd it go? There's 1 listed for like $1,200 or something like that. Something in that range. Here it is. This is crazy expensive, by the way, if you didn't know that. So this is what you're after. Where can I set this? Set that there for the moment. All right. This guy also didn't pull it, and it is Tyler McKeel. Oh, I'm sorry, Tyler. Tyler picks up some cards. Tyler McKeel. So close, so far away. We're down to the last 2. Jeremy Helmstadter, you were still in there, and you pull PSA 6, number 130. Let's go grab you PSA 6, number 130. Where did I place it? Might be in here. All right. So PSA 6, number 130 is a holographic Giovanni's Gyarados. It's all for you, Mr. Jeremy. All right. Now, who can tell me who that last card is? Does anyone know? Who hasn't been pulled? Does anyone know whose card it is? Maybe somebody knows whose card it is. Whose card is that? Does anyone know? Nogala? I don't think it's Nogala. It is Dustin! Dustin Day! Wow, congratulations to Dustin Day. Holy moly's. Mysterious Mountain. All right, congratulations. Woo! So this is all yours. This is a graded booster pack from 2002. This is the Skyridge booster pack in Japanese, and it's the pack that you had a potential to pull a crystal Charizard out of. Nowadays, these are just skyrocketing in price because people keep opening them, and they're actually quite rare. I mean, these are really rare. And as they continue to be opened, even though this one's graded 9, as they continue to be opened, this will become more and more and more valuable over time. It's like one of the easiest things you can sit on is a sealed graded booster pack because it's been authenticated. We know it's not resealed. We know it's the real deal. And even though it's got like probably some print line on it or some stupid thing like that on the actual foil pack, the cards inside are safe. And so this is a very nice thing to have in your collection. That's why I added it, by the way. Now, if you're wondering why I put it in there, I actually have 2 of them, so I didn't need 2 of them, and that's why. I have one for myself. So Dustin Day. And this should be shipped right away. But actually, Dustin, it would be better if you told me you're ready to receive it, because this is an extremely expensive item. So I would want you to be at your door ready to accept it from the mailman. Similar to any PSA return, that's why I don't ship automatically. I ship on request. You guys know that I only ship on request. Now, we need a new large, is what that means. And that large took us a while, but maybe this one will go a little bit faster. You guys ready for the new large? So in this large, we'll have PSA 7 Charizard, PSA 9 Blastoise, and PSA 9 Venusaur. I won't know how many spots we're going to have, but this is a winner-take-all scenario. Basically, whoever pulls the hit takes all 3 cards home with them. Not just one, all 3 of them. So there's not three separate pulls for 3 separate slabs. It's all 3 slabs if you pull the hot slab, okay? So I haven't picked the number yet, and I'll have to do it after the live stream, but I'm sure you guys will not be able to buy it out in one night, because this will be quite pricey, because when you add all 3 of those together, they get pretty pricey. Okay, so that's the new large, and it's $40 a spot, and please keep in mind, most of you will simply pull 2 holographic cards. You just watched it happen with Mysterious Mountain Booster Pack, and then 1 lucky dog will pull all 3 of these at the same time. Mom, get the credit card! So let me change the title of the large over. I thought that would be really fun to put together, a large like that, because people really like the starters from base set. Where is... Here it is, the large. Did I say Venusaur? There we go. All right. How much would all that be worth? I'm not 100% sure. I will end up picking the number of spots later. I wasn't sure. Actually, I suppose I could have done the work before we went live, but I wasn't going to calculate the cost until we started. And now that we're actually live, a lot of people have been waiting a long time to have their cards pulled. So we'll figure out the number of spots later. Of course, it's probably going to be above 30 is what I'm guessing. So it's probably going to be, I don't know, but it's going to be above 30 spots, okay? So keep that in mind. All right, next up we've got, what do we got? Where were we? It was Keith, right? So our friend Keith Craver had bought the last spot in the large, And now we have Raul Batista, who says, live custom booster, new bag. How's it going, Raul? Mr. Raul, let's see what you got. Lapras, all right. So yeah, hold on, is it 40? Yes, the large is $40 per spot, and the number of spots is not determined yet. But it's probably going to be above 30, okay? Because it's definitely not cheaper than that Mysterious Mountain Booster Pack. All three of those cards together. If you guys were paying attention, the Venusaur and the Blastoise were both PSA 9. That's quite good. The Charizard's a PSA 7. If the Charizard was a PSA 9, this would be a shockingly expensive one, and it would take forever to end. Here you go, Raul. Sorry it wasn't a big hit. They're unlimited. Yeah, if they were shadowless, similarly, this would be outrageously expensive if it was all shadowless. So these all three of them are unlimited. They're still highly sought after, and they're quite valuable. Eric Guzman says 2 live custom boosters and live shipping. All right, Mr. Eric Guzman. Pack number 1. Okay, and pack number 2. Oh, man, that's tough. So here's your bag, Mr. Eric. And Eric, I'll do you a big favor and get you one of these pity pulls. And you pick up just Eternatus this time. Where's the hot ones? There's quite a few cards in here. And what I did was I basically just took all those pulls and sleeved them up so that you wouldn't get a hot one every round. Or else it'd just be over very fast. So Eric Guzman. He also wants the live shipping. Mr. Eric, you didn't have a slab, did you? Let me go ahead and get your label. Here's Eric Guzman. Mr. Eric. Let me check down here real fast. Okay, you're not down there. What's a black Xbox One worth in your guys' opinion? Like 100 tops, right? Good question. They're getting quite old. They're getting quite old. I'm just going to double check to see if Eric Guzman has a slab. Because he requested live shipping on a pretty small bag, actually. Usually that only happens if they have a slab. Or happens more often that way. Connor. Mr. Connor Gillespie, if he's taking a break, we got to get him shipped. People go deep and then they got to take breaks. It happens all the time. Here we go, Eric Guzman. He had a Violet Bloom. He did have a slab. All right, very good. I got your slab. It's a good idea when you order shipping, it's a good idea always to tell me if you have a slab, because that way we don't make any mistakes. I had a feeling you probably had one. Mr. Eric, it's nice to be standing, man. I do a lot of sitting for this job. Let me get this label put on it. And now you're live shipped. Sweet. What do you think of that, kitty? Whew. Excuse me. Okay, now we have Javier Arroyo. What's up, Javier? He says 1 Unis and 1 Matchless. I think I have a bag. All right. Welcome back, Mr. Javier. And 1 Unis. I sent you 2 messages, Mr. Ooh, I want to read a message. Give me a minute. Did you send it to me on Discord? Let's see. I don't see it on Discord. You must have sent it a different way. Maybe you sent it via email. Might have been via email. All right, this is for Mr. Javier. Sorry about that, guys. Snip. So he says, no, as Penny Pal orders. Penny Pal orders? Oh, thank you. That makes a lot of sense. I'm like looking through my Discord messages. Here's, oh, and that's, okay, nothing too wild out of that order, Mr. Javier. It was just one pack after all, so that's not a surprise. What would have been a surprise is if you had pulled like a hyper rare on one pack. That'd have been a big snipe. Jacob, Jansen, Jedediah, Jeremy, Javier. You do have a bag. It's a small bag. Remember, guys, it's not about having a large bag. Oh, who am I kidding? Yeah, it is. I'm just teasing. So let's see what's next. Kara Nichols, who says, I get paid on the 29th. I don't think you'd send my cards off without being paid for first. That's correct. That is true. That is true. Michael Cusick says, can I get 2 Unbroken Bonds and 4 Crimson Invasions? All right, you got it, mister. 2 Unbroken Bonds on PayPal. I've never heard of this PayPal. Trying to pull a fast one on me? Okay, we're going to place these 2 here. And the extra Unbroken Bond is going to go up top. We have a leftover. He also wants 4 Crimson. All right. Crimson doesn't get enough love, in my opinion. Good luck to Mr. Michael Cusick. Sneep. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Mr. Smoking too much pot. He's smoking too much. Pack number 1. You got Haunter and Holographic Marshadow. Pack number 2. Come on, full art. Nope. You got a reverse hollow Squirtle, which we will go ahead and sleeve up for you because that might actually be kind of nice. There we go. Here's Crimson Invasion with Gourgeist. Oh, my lord. Pack number 2. Here's Staraptor. Pack number 3. That Pikachu's coming with you too, huh? You're going to give you that Pikachu. There's Salandin Xerneas. And last pack. Weedle. Oh, my lord, mister. That is a mother freaking Weedle. Weedle gang represent. He's doing his gang signs. You see that? Weedle's doing his gang signs. You can even see it with his little hands. Oh, no, he's smoking too much pot. Mister better give me some so he won't smoke too much. All right, that was pretty rough. All cold. Mr. Michael. See if we can get you a better pull. Well, let's Pikachu. Let's try one more time. And Charmander. All right, we had 2 tries. Sorry, mister. Your pulls today are a little cold, Mr. Michael. Mr. Michael. Grab you a bag. I sent money for a live custom, but it says pending. No! I'm sorry. Sorry, Michael. Michael Cusick, that was really tough. David Correa says, 3rd time's a charm. Can I get 10 matchless fighters to end the night for me? I have a bag. And good luck with the move. Probably going to take a break. Yeah, for sure. You know, a lot of people go very deep and then they take a break. And that's actually not unusual. It's been that way for like 2 years. And sometimes people pop back in and they're like, I'm back. I want to buy all your Pokies. Okay, give me a second. Okay, we got more matchless. So I'm nearly out of matchless, and I'm moving, which means I will not be able to replenish them, unfortunately. Every time I order, it's pending, says the Curls. I don't know. You tell me, mister. Well, probably because every single time there's a transfer from wherever you're pulling the money out of to your PayPal. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There we go. You're hoping for the secret rare Moltres. Me too, mister. I want to see you pull that. All right, let's see what we got. Sneep. Sneep. Just doing a few sneepings. Sneep. Put money in your PayPal balance and then buy. If it pulls from your bank will lock it sometimes. All right, here we go. We've got, ooh, Moltres. 1, 2, 3. Urshifu. All right, we got Urshifu. Too many sneeps. Sneep. Knight of 1,000 sneepings. Here's Shaman. What a Shaman. Shaman, that's cold. Here's Galarian Slowking. Nice. Okay, here's the Galarian Slowking. Cold. And Beedrill. All right, there we go. Mister. You're getting a collection of all three, so there's a value in that as well. So I'm afraid no secret rare, mister. Darn it. You're taking a break for a while? David, I appreciate you hanging out with us. Why don't we give you one pity pull? Oh, it's Failings. It's supposed to be Charizard. I'm just kidding. Mr. David. And don't forget, David, the way shipping works, by the way, you have to request shipping or I don't ship. Okay, so you have to tell me you want to get shipped. And you do that in the Please Ship channel in the Discord, okay? Make sure everyone understands that. All right, let me go ahead and refresh and see what kind of orders we have now. What do you think, Kitty? You think you'll turn into a busy night? It's been a pretty easy night so far. Nothing too wild. We had some really big orders the night before. And then Friday, Saturday were pretty wild. A CGC Gold 10, nice. You want to see it up close? This is CGC 10, Rillaboom. Golden Rillaboom. I saw it and I'm like, I'm just going to buy it. Don't worry, mister, I won't be gone for long. Oh, and that's a cool card behind it too. Have you seen this one? I love this card. This is from Tag Team, Deoxys and Espeon. There we go. And that's 9.5, but that 9.5 is meant to be the equivalent of a PSA 10. And I actually agree with that point of view. I've noticed sometimes people go really deep and take a long break, and then they see how much their card have appreciated, and then they hop back in. Just think if you got paid Pokemon by the hour, which one would you receive according to Mr. List? If I could be paid, well, you got to have money though, because you got to pay your bills and you got to pay rent and you got to have some food. So you couldn't just be paid in Pokemons unless it was like a side job for you. But then, yeah, okay, that would be cool if you got paid in Pokemons. All right, let's see where we're going. Oh, I'm so stupid. I just refreshed the list. I had already refreshed the list. All I had to do was read it. Awesome Deoxys and Espeon. I have a Rainbow Rare 1, PSA 10, and 9. So, let's see. We helped Mr. David. Now we have Marvin Leon. Marvin says he wants into the large. Oh my gosh. I would have never guessed. People want into that large. So the large is for Charizard, Venusaur, Blastoise. PSA 9, PSA 9, PSA 7 for the Charizard. We're going to say Marvin Leon. And there's probably going to be a lot of spots because they're probably going to be really expensive between all three of them, okay? But I'll have to do some research on that later. If you want a chance to pull those cards out of my custom booster packs, you'll have to purchase one of the custom booster packs. Wait, we can buy spots already? Yeah, you can buy spots right now. Although be careful, if your orders are pending, you might want to figure that out before trying to order. Next up, we got Mr. Mike Side. Mike Side says, I'll take a spot. Mike Side. All right. There we go. What? Hey, what's up, Tensberg? He says, what video did you show the slabs for the starters? I want to see them before I buy spots. Hee hee. Yeah, here, let me show you real fast. So this is the next large. And I put this together because I thought it would be very, very cool. So we have a PSA 7 Charizard. And, you know, I don't really contest when a grade is like 7. I don't get all picky because it's not a 10. So, okay, it's a 7, whatever. Here's a PSA 9 Blastoise. Very nice. By the way, none of them are 2000, right? Yeah, none of them are 2000. They're all 1999. And then here's the Venusaur as well. So they're all rather nice. And there will be probably quite a few spots. And it's $40 a spot. You are most likely going to pull 2 holographic cards out of your pack. Because remember, there have to be a lot of cold packs to subsidize one extremely hot pack. That's how it works, right? But funny enough, your odds are probably better than if you went and played scratchers or something. I don't know. Next up, we got Gregory Morin. Gregory Morin. He says, 1 Vivid, 1 Live Custom. How's it going, Gregory? Those larges always make me nervous, mister. Heck yeah, man. Here's the Vivid, and here's the Live Custom Booster. Typhlosion. Oh my gosh, it's the hottest thing you can pull out of the Live Custom Boosters. What is that? So it's like 700, then do 2 orders at 350? What? Sneep. You ready? Here goes. Crocorock. Boop. In other words, if there were 40 packs and 1 pack could pull all 4 or all 3 of those already graded starters, does that mean that my custom booster packs are still more generous than, let's say, Champion's Path? Champion's Path, the pack of champions. Somehow my packs will still end up being more generous. I'm almost certain of it. I'm almost certain of it. Those Champion's Path packs are so stingy, man. Stingy as heck. Now we have Mr. Raphael. All right, let's see what he says. So, Mr. Raphael, if you want, contact me on Discord and we can talk about price. It sounds like you're like debating what you think is worth it. It's a really long message, and I'm sure I won't read it properly while I'm live. So what I recommend is just send me a message on Discord and we can discuss it, okay? So that would be the best situation. Oh, you sent another message too. Yeah, just pick a number and make me an offer, okay, Mr. Raphael? Butter says, Mister, will you get Dragon Ball cards? You know, funny enough, I have some Dragon Ball cards right now. I got from somebody. He was trying to make a payment to me, and he paid me in Pokemon cards, but he also included some other cards as well, and those were Dragon Ball Z cards. I'll show you guys if you want to see them real fast. I'll try and grab them. I don't know if I will grab them. Let's see. No, none of the. Oh, yeah, here they go. Here we go. He actually sent me quite a few of them. I didn't realize it at first, but I didn't even know what to do with them. Once I had them, I didn't know what to do with them. Let me stand up. I can reach these much better if I'm standing. Yeah, sometimes people will buy something or pay for something using cards rather than money, and that's not uncommon with me. You can always ask to do that. If you got cards you don't want, and I've got cards you do want, you can always ask to be like, hey, can we make a trade? And he said, I'll send you some Dragon Ball Z. I was like, all right. I did not realize later until after I started sleeving up on my cards how many he actually sent. He sent a bunch. You ready? So maybe our Dragon Ball experts can tell me if any are good. I suspect that one's good. I don't know. Here's Vegeta. I mean, Vegeta. Vegeta? Veku, Vegeta. Son Goku, heavy hitter. Look at all these dummies. Son Goku. I'm guessing Son Goku are good. I don't know what these are. I have no clue what these are, by the way. Oh, and an empty. put that way. Look for SBRs, CSRs. Oh, okay. Are you saying on the card? Hold on. Like down here? Okay. All eat Polly, trust me. What? Apparently, New York is experiencing high violence. Man. That's crazy, man. I'm just thinking about it. Oh, here we go. So this is SR. This is SR. This is SR. That's SR. All right, cool. So a lot of them are just rares. There were no ultra rares. So these are super rares, I guess. You want SBRs and SCRs. Well, these are just SRs. All right, Mr. Raphael, tell you what, Mister, why don't we talk about it privately, okay, Mister? Let me go ahead and put these away real fast. Mister doesn't have Digimons. Mom! Special rares and secret rares. When did this box become so annoying? Jesus Christ, dude. All right, I got like a big box where I store those cards in. Woo! I have a signature rare. That is like 500 raw now. Oh! These CGC cards, they have like a beveled round bottom, so they do not want to stand up at all. I need like a little bar right here. Next up, we have Alejandro Garcia. He said, I can't speak. Alejandro Garcia. I'm like tripping over my words right now. I'm starting to feel tired. That's what it is. One live custom booster. You got it, mister. All right. Oh, mister, that's not hot. Where's the hot ones? I need some hot ones. Mr. Alejandro Garcia. Let's see if we can find your bag. Andras. We have a Ruiz, Alberto, Augustin, Addy, Aaron, Angel, Aaron. Ah, here we are. You do have a bag. Holy moly. You got a little bag with the hollow in it, and now you got 2 rares. Here you go, mister. Welcome back, mister. How's it going? Mister, can I private message for some smoochums? No way, man. We're going to do it right here in front of everyone. Only mustard I like is ham and musty sandwich. 1 ham and musty sandwich. He says, don't kill me for the one upcoming. No problem, man. That's not a big deal. Yeah, we'll sort it out. All right, so... Oh, Mr. Alejandro, that was the pending order. So I actually wasn't supposed to open that up because I'm not supposed to open up pending orders. But that's because, you know, of the risk for me, the merchant, that maybe it doesn't go all the way through. I'm sure it will, though. So... no problem on that. I'll just have to keep my eye on that next time. Let's see what's next. We've got Bradley Sheely. Bradley Sheely says 1 spot in the new large. You got it, Bradley Sheely. All right. Doge to the moon. Man, people who bought in at 47 cents were probably saying that. That God pack blew my mind. Oh no, this Sharpie is going bad. I can feel it. There we go. The DBS market is insane. There we go. Bradley Sheely. SC Gaming says 1 large custom booster. You got it. SC Gaming. How long is the wait? The wait time's pretty short. If you want to make an order, it's a short wait time. Mister, get DBS cards quick. So I can't do that now because we're so close to moving. But my promise is, after we're done moving, I will start expanding to other hobbies, or just actually mostly I'll be expanding the sports. We'll do some more Dragon Ball, and we'll do what's the third one? Probably more Final Fantasy. I think I have an ant crawling on me. God, I hate ants. All right, and that was it. I'm gonna go ahead and refresh. When did Pokemon Center release the Crimson box? We demand Digimon. Who won the large? Mr. Dustin Day pulled the hottest pack out of the large box. Congratulations to Mr. Dustin Day for picking up a Mysterious Mountain booster pack. Holy schmolies, man. That's too hot. Make sure it's super, mister. Make sure it's super. I can tell you what sets to get on Discord. I will get all the sets. Okay. Jesse says, 2 darkness, mister. Thanks, I have a bag in the overflow. All right, 2 darkness for Miss Jessie. Is it Miss or Mister? Quip Sports Night incoming. She said, I'll open up NASCAR cards. I'm like, the frick you will. We've got Hydreigon and Galarian Darumaka. There we go. I can't speak. And Butterfree. I was going to say Darmanitan, but I know it wasn't Darmanitan, so I kept tripping. I was like, don't say Darmanitan. It's not. Darumaka is the unevolved form. Boop. Mr. Jesse picking up that beautiful Butterfree. Now, Jesse Salinas. I'm trying to remember. You got a bag in the overflow, Jesse? Joe. Jesse. Yep, here we are. Jesse. Ta-da! Woohoo! Fall Shermajerger remix 1 hour loop. Pokemon, we know because you aren't allowed to grab stuff, so it just sits on the shelves. No touching, honey. Oh, that's a good spin. That's my, this is the only merchandise I have. It's got my logo on the inside. Whatever happened to Kim Kardashian? I don't know. What did happen to her? Let's see what the next pity poll was going to be. Mewtwo GX. All right. Now we're going to split the deck. You're not allowed to... All right, he's somewhere else now. Mister, do you like CCIV stock? I don't even know what that is. Delivery Charizard is out. Whatever happened to Kim Kardashian? They only sell once a week. What? Man, people really want that delivery Pikachu. I never liked him. I never wanted him. All right, let me go ahead and refresh. The line's pretty short. If you guys want to open any Pokemon cards tonight, you will not wait too long. Mister, I sent the message on Discord. If you could check my last message about the CGC submission, I'd drop the whole conversation for another night, but could you at least confirm that idea? All right, let's see what you say. So the message is too long. I'm sure I will take a read of it after the live stream is over, okay? So I'll have to read it after the live stream. Dojima says, Mister, I would buy Digimon. I'm never buying Digimon. It's just never going to happen. Digimon, to me, is a brand that has been... It's like telling me to start investing in Beanie Babies. And it's like, I'm just never going to buy Beanie Babies. They're cute. People liked them in the 90s. I'm sure there's going to be like a 90 wave nostalgia for them. But I don't really see their strength as a brand at all. And when they come out and they make like a AAA, is it AAA? When they make a AAA game and people buy it and it's like a big deal, I'll be all in on Digimons, but there's no evidence for me right now that that's the case. I don't think of watching the TV show at all. I get the 90 wave nostalgia. I totally get that, but I have no interest in Digimons. Beanie Baby Reboom already happened. Yeah, I heard that people were buying up some Beanie Babies. I think that'll be true for a lot of things that were collectible in the 90s. They'll resurface and they'll go up in price for a while. I'm looking at stuff that's going to be valuable, let's say, for the next generation of young kids, okay? So that's the primary indicator that I'm looking at. And what's interesting is I think that Pokemon has almost no competition. I don't really think anything is competing with Pokemon right now, in particularly, definitely not Digimon. Alex says, buy Furbies. That's right. Why would you guys invest in something that's going to be irrelevant in 40 years? That's what I'm trying to say. I'm trying to buy stuff that's going to only be relevant in 40 years. Or 20, if you want to say 20. Okay, next up we've got... Who's this? Did we get SC Gaming already? Yeah, SC Gaming. And now we have Paul Moses. God, I think I got ants crawling on my legs. Paul Moses says 5 matchless fighters. You got it, Paul. If you could submit the CGC submission I request with the store credit before you do the price change, seeing that my request is at least more than $120. Well, I mean, if you already have cards with me, I will try to submit those. If that's what you mean. Are you asking me to submit cards for you right now? Well, you would have to purchase card grading is what you'd have to do. All right, here goes. Paul Moses. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here goes. DBS cards are undervalued and Zoomers eat the show up. Zoomers? I'll probably never buy very much Dragon Ball Z either. I don't dislike that franchise the way I dislike Digimon. I actually dislike Digimon, to tell you the truth. But Dragon Ball Z, I don't have any qualms with it. I just think that dollar per dollar, I could do nothing but buy Charizards, and the Charizards will actually inflate in price faster than the Dragon Ball Z cards will. All right, let's see what it is. Paul Moses, not inflate, appreciate. DBS grown a lot. Well, yeah, I mean, a lot of things have grown a lot. There was BitConnect. Remember BitConnect? BitConnect! Brawly. Oh my gosh, we got Brawly. All right, that's the secret rare. Loomers. What's a Loomer? And Articuno. All right, Articuno. Masks will become rare. What are you talking about? Masks will become... We'll all be living in astronaut suits in like 1 year, man. Just wait for COVID-21 to strike, and it has like a death rate of like 15%. We'll all be going outside in astronaut suits, and we'll have like a cleansing station built into our home. You'll walk in, it'll be decontamination, and the little pouch will be like... a cloud of decontaminants will be shot onto your astronaut suit, and then you'll carefully climb out of it. God damn, dude, something is definitely biting me. What is biting me, dude? I thought it was an ant. I'm starting to wonder if maybe I got a mosquito already. Jesus Christ. Paul Moses doing very well for himself. Mr. Paul Moses. Here we go. How long is the shipping usually? If you order live shipping, it could take a week. Take a week before I ship your cards out, and that's because I've learned from a lot of experience that if I ship in the same day, that person is highly likely to make another purchase within the same week, and then I just have to ship them a second time, and it's like a $6 loss every time that occurs. So I tend to let bags get a little older before I ship them out. They're just preparing us for life on the moon. That's right. Mr. Ramiro comes in. He says 2 live custom booster packs and 1 ghost. All right, you got it. Here it is, Ramiro. If you order live shipping, I'll ship you right here in the live stream or immediately after the live stream. So that's for people who know they want to go out instantly. We've got Artifact, Durandal, Evil Thorn, Resonator, Salamangrate Fowl, and Heretic Sky Dragon Overlord of Heliopolis. Oh my God. Mister, do you know what Zoids are? I definitely recognize the word Zoids, but I do not know what they are, no. Okay, so he's had two live customs, huh? Pack number 1. So you got a lovely Typhlosion. And pack number 2. Pikachu Charmander. What a mouthful. I know, that's exactly what I was thinking, mister. Mr. Ramiro. You ready, Mr. Ramiro? Build a large. Here we go, Ramiro Andrade. You know, if the spots were cheaper at like 20 bucks, it probably would be filled faster. Mom, they're wigged. When do you plan on submitting to CGC next? Hope you get the house. Me too. So are you still doing fossil boosters? That's correct. The fossil is still ongoing. you'll see here that Nurses has pack number 2 and I have pack number 1, and there's only a total of 10 packs left. You can still buy a pack for $7.95 if you prefer to outright buy one, or you can wait for the Fossil Custom to fill up, and the Fossil Custom is still ongoing. What's the next large box prize? The next large is this right here. Charizard, Blastoise, Venusaur. All 3 of them go to the person who pulled the last card in the box. So all 3, it's not like 3 different prizes or 3 different hot pulls. All 3 of these are a single pull, which is pretty crazy. It's a pretty nice pull if you happen to be the one. Okay. 4 hollows left out of 10. What? Info bird under 5. We're refreshing. Mister, you're really tempting me. Ooh. Casting a spell. So I'm going to go backwards, make sure nobody was missed, because that happens when the line is short. Sometimes people get missed. Things look good. Now we have Mr. Is this Ramiro? All right, Ramiro. Mr. Shane Childers says, I would like 7 Rebel Clash. All right, sounds good, Mister. 7 Rebel. 4 hollows left out of those 10 packs. What? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. What's this? This is Face Collide. How did he get in here? You ready? Here goes. Sneep. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Sneep. They've all been sneeped. Do not ask for who the sneep sneeps. It sneeps for thee. More Pecco. Could you show the codes? Codes? Wow, we haven't had a code request in a long time. Here's Toxtricity. Here's Timpole. Here's Pidove. Pidove, Whiscash. Oh. Don't worry, it's just bulk. Being a little fast with the bulk. Here's Milcery. And Gyarados. Wow, dude, those are some cold pulls, man. Holy. I don't know why they were so cold. It was just an unlucky streak, I guess, in the Rebel. So that's why we have this little box, though. Let's see. We got 1 Eternatus. Let's try again. And 1 Reverse Hollow Mewtwo. That's actually pretty cool. Okay. So that's for you, Mr. Shane. ShaneCo.com. He says, rip. I'm very sorry. Yeah, those are pretty cold. Mr. Shane. Now, if that Mewtwo grades well, it's really not that bad of a round. Who's next? Michael Cusick says 3 more Unbroken Bonds. All right, Mr. Michael. You said the magic words, Michael. Oh, and then we got a big order, huh? From Mr. Andrew Jones. So after this, we got a big order from Andrew Jones. He did it. All right, here goes. Unbroken Bonds. What could be in here? A Charizard? Sneep. Sneep. You missed Trump. I can definitely agree that the news has not been as exciting without him. Stakataka and Seal. Yeah. I've seen a number of people saying that. I miss Trump. Clefairy. And Caterpie. Oh, man. These packs came straight out of a blister, and they were savage. All 3 of those. Perfectly cold. Let's get the pity box going again. We got Cramorant and double. Oh, that's unlucky, actually. I'm sorry, man. So I tried to do good in the pity box, but both of those were V's. Simple V cards. And they were the worst V cards. There was like Double and Cramorant. Oh, man, I'm sorry, Michael. Michael, the Poke Gods decided tonight that your pulls would be a little on the tough side. I'm sorry, man. Caterpie Gang? That's right, Caterpie Gang. Show me your Caterpie gang signs. Are those prizes from XY Evo? What? Let me see what you say here, Mr. Andrew Jones. 10 Shining Fates, 5 live customs. What did I pull out of the large booster? Oh, Mr. Andrew Jones. I believe this is what you pulled. I think you have a bag right here, right? So Andrew Jones, for you, you pulled 2 holographic cards. And that's very common. The average pull is 2 holographic cards. Some people do pull better than that. They might get a full art, a GX, a V. One guy pulled a PSA card out. He pulled a PSA Giovanni's Gyarados Holo Vintage. But the majority of pulls were this, 2 holographic cards. Just like if you open up a booster pack of cards and at the back of it is cold and it's just got like a holo, or maybe not even, maybe just like a non-holo and a reverse holo, you know what I mean? So 5 live customs, huh? Pack number 1. Okay. Pack number 2. Oh, what do we have here? PSA 8, number 146. Pack number 3, that's Crobat. Pack number 4, Entei. And pack number 5, Pikachu. All right. Wow, you went pretty deep, actually. Let's grab you that PSA card. This one's surprisingly expensive. You'll notice it says 8, and yet it's still got the lines around it. This is going to Andrew Jones. Congratulations, Mr. Andrew Jones. And let's see what it is. Would you believe that it's this card here? Blaine's Moltres is actually really expensive. People apparently really like this card. And it's got a cool swirl in the upper right-hand corner. And this was like the first card to feature 5 energies for a move. Take a look at that. Blaine's Moltres. Very desirable. I think the English version of this, the English first edition 10, is like, doesn't go for like $10,000. So people are not collecting the PSA 10 version of that for the English. It's just that expensive. All right, now let's go get you a... Oh, I've got one. Cool. Looks like I had one right here. So your Shining Fates, maybe you'll pull a Charizard VMAX out of here. That'd be nice. Toss this over here. All right, we got 10 packs. And 1 Eevee. I'll save this for doing some shipping later. Very cool. Oh, so these packs, these Shining Fates packs, always give you a shot at a full art Skyla, which goes for a crazy amount of money. It gives you a chance for a shiny Suicune. It gives you a chance for a full art Lapras and a full art Lapras VMAX. And it also gives you a chance for, of course, Charizard VMAX Shiny. So this set, not only is it very generous, but it definitely has a lot of opportunity for high return cards, in my opinion. I feel like people were not as excited for this set because it just wasn't like Hidden Fates. It didn't have the evolutions in it, for example. So in the end, people didn't like it quite as much. But that doesn't mean that you can't kill with this set, because this set is really strong if you get the right pulls. We'll see if you get the right pulls. Here's Toxtricity V. Okay, you pull your Shiny V full art. I think one of the most impressive things about the set is just how easy it is to pull cards out of it. I mean, you just constantly get hot pulls out. So here, you got Toxtricity, for example, right? Well, in most sets, you're not going to get a full art shiny in like 3 packs. It's just not going to happen. There's Scorbunny. Scorbunny is a solid pull too. So I think over time, depending on how much of this they printed, these have got to go up in price. The Shining Fates, I don't know when it will occur, but it will occur eventually. There you go. So in 10 packs, you pull the Toxtricity and the Ditto VMAX. Again, whatever it is about this set, Nintendo decided, let's make this unusually generous. It's almost like the opposite of Champion's Path, where the Champion's Path is unusually stingy. All right, and Rillaboom Greedent. Very nice. Chubby Cheeks Greedent. That was all for Mr. Andrew Jones. What's up, Jade? So you got Greedent, Ditto VMAX, Scorbunny, Morpeko, Toxtricity, Eevee VMAX. You got a number of interesting looking hollows, including an Entei hollow, which is pretty sweet. And we've got these as well. We're going to go ahead and pop these into your bag. I like the, what do I like better, the Ditto or the Toxtricity? Actually, I like the Scorbunny best, but he's thick on the top. I'm going to put the Toxtricity in the front. And here's your bag over here. Now, Andrew Jones, you have a slab, so whenever you do ask for shipping, be sure to remind me that you have a slab, okay? Be like, I'm ready to ship. Don't forget, I have a slab. There we go. Really nice. Sweet. After that, we have Ever Treminio. Mr. Hope you're all well, large custom booster. What's up? How's it going, man? I'm doing all right. All right, so Ever Treminio. Treminio. Did you already do the large custom? What? Who's asking? Did you already do the large custom? What, the previous one? The previous one finished today in today's live stream, so you can rewind and watch that. But the new large is starting up. The new large is starting up, and it'll probably move a little faster than the previous one, which took like a whole week. This one will probably not take a whole week. Maybe it will. Yeah, maybe it will. Just depends on how many people jump in, I guess. All right, let's see what's next. It looks like somebody made a large order. Could be wrong. That could have been the one that was just made earlier. No, people are making orders. All right, let's see. So next up, we have Ramiro Andrade. He says 3 live, 1 large, and 1 hidden fates. Okay, we've got 1 hidden fates. 3 live customs, huh? Mr. Ramiro going deep on the live custom boosters. He's got pack number 1, pack number 2, oh, which has PSA 8 number 112, and another round of cold cards. Let's get that PSA 8 for you, number 112. If I can find it. Oh, here it is. All right, for Mr. Ramiro. There we go. And you pull Brock's Rhydon. Ooh, look at that Brock's Rhydon. Really nice. Toss this away. And now let's go ahead and open up your hidden fates. Are you ready? Update the large in the description. Did I not hit the save button? So I did update it, and maybe you need to refresh, but it should say large custom, Charizard, Blastoise, Venusaur, PSA. That's what it says, okay? All right, let's sneak. Yeah, you may need to refresh the live stream in order to see that change. You ready? Come on, Charizard. Is that it? Oh, no Charizard. All right, it is Vaporeon. Just a Vaporeon this time, but you were able to pick up this Brock's Rhydon. We'll also get you your large in just a moment. Ramiro. Here we are. There we go. Hoping I have enough penny sleeves to last the next week. So you're large, huh? It's pretty tough to buy into this large, you know what I mean? Because 40 bucks goes a long way. I'm sure a lot more people would buy in at a lower price point. But then the number of custom boosters we need would be crazy. Mr. took Shining Legends off the list. Yes, also Tag Team is off the list. Ramiro Andrade. They could return one day. Kelby DeLune. What's up, Kelby? Kelby says, 1 large spot, mister, and I added $2 if you can see what stage of grading that Moltres is in for me. Stage of grading the Moltres is. I couldn't do that. I can give you $2 store credit, though. So next time you order, feel free to take $2 off. But I'm definitely not going to look it up, okay, mister? With most grading, the grading is taking 11 to 12 months, okay? 11 to 12 months. And if you ordered with CGC, it's taking maybe like 4 months. And then if you ordered like a higher, faster grading, I don't think I have, actually, I don't think I have any more like PSA, I don't have any express orders out. I know that. I have some tier 2 orders out, and those are coming back still in about 4 months, I want to say. Calby, so a good idea would be to think about how far back it was when you requested grading, and then to kind of count the months up, and then you kind of know how far along you are. Benjamin Garcia says 4 matchless fighters. You got it, Benjamin. What's up, Benjamin Garcia? I have been buying cards individually, and it gets pricey fast. Oh, yeah, it gets real pricey. Everything about card collecting is pricey. All right, you guys ready? The Poncho Pikachu is so cute. When does PSA open again? What's up, mister? What's up, Benjamin? How's it going? We got Urshifu, so you're getting an Urshifu. How's it going? You know why I like opening up Pokemon cards with you guys? Because, you know, with all of us at home and a lot of remote workers now, I feel like everyone's becoming more introverted. It's nice to be able to hang out here and have a interesting conversation and even enjoy seeing all these cards get open. But Mr. Benjamin Garcia, unfortunately, just 2 hollows on that round. Let's go ahead and find your bag. Benjamin. Brian, Christian Moss, Brett, Brock, Brad, Chris, Caesar, Carl, Colton. Maybe you're down here. I feel like you definitely have a bag already. So Brian Locke, Claude, Bradley, Brian, Benjamin. All right, Benjamin. There we go. And now we're going to refresh. Woo, what an interesting night. Matthew says, my last CGC submission got lost in the mail? Really? Oh my god, dude. That's like a worst nightmare. Oh man, that's why I shouldn't do any middleman grading anymore. Dude, that scares the crap out of me that would happen. All right, let's see. We just had 80,000 people at a stadium here in Australia for the footy. The footy. Lost in the mail, Brad says. He says, yeah, sure, it was lost. All right, now we have Jack Walsh. He says, Mr. 1 spot in the large and 4 darkness. Mr. Jack, you got it. Oh, this doesn't say large on the bag? It should say large. Seems important. It was open about an hour ago. The new one is PSA 7 Charizard, PSA 9 Blastoise, and PSA 9 Venusaur, all base set unlimited. That's correct. All right, Jack Walsh. I have to wait on CGC's shipping manager to handle it too. Can't even do anything about it myself. Man, crazy. Yeah, that's something I've always been very scared of when I'm doing all these middleman services for you guys, is like cards getting lost in the mail. I mean, it's bound to eventually happen, right? So, just thinking about it. Everyone's always like, you got to do this for as cheap as possible, but you don't realize when a mistake happens, and it does happen. Actually, I just finished paying for one mistake that happened the other day. What happened was I sent somebody's cards to the wrong person, and the other guy wouldn't even talk to me because he's got those cards now, and it was a fat bag of cards. So over the last week, I just finished replacing them and shipping them off. It cost me so much. You guys have no idea, because it was a fat bag. It had so many pulls in it. I had to replace all those cards in it, and people think that, man, you can just do razor thin margins doing something like this and it'll all work out. But it's like, in the end, when a mistake finally does strike, you lose so much money on these cards, and it could be something as simple as a card got damaged somehow, a box got destroyed in the mail. Or you misshipped to the wrong person, something like that, right? So, yeah, it's so fast for something to go wrong, and it's so expensive when it does go wrong. Who got those cards? I won't say their name, but it is somebody on this channel, and I probably wouldn't sell cards to them again. I'm almost 100% sure that it went to them. DC says, damn, he didn't respond. So what happened was the cards were meant to go to Nancy Luna, and she, of course, goes real deep on this channel. And I've totally replaced the cards. She's gonna like what I sent. I sent her some goodies, so she gets all of her cards. I got some really nice stuff. I got her a spare Charizard. I got her spare Snorlax. So I got her lots of good stuff, and I just shipped that yesterday. The person it went to, he was the guy I shipped. I actually looked up the order of live shipments, and what happened was he requested live shipping, and then Nancy requested live shipping, and what happened is he got live shipped twice, which makes no sense. I never do that. So he got 2 labels printed for him and 2 packages delivered. The tracking numbers reveal that it was 2 separate packages and they both got delivered. When I contacted him, I said, hey, I know I sent you 2 packages, and I'm very confident one of them belongs to Nancy Luna. And he was like using all this language like, you got to take responsibility for your mistakes, man. And he claims he only received 1 package, but, you know, the tracking number doesn't lie. It doesn't just get made up out of thin air. And then it doesn't say delivered because the mailman, you know, made up a label and scanned it. So he received 2 packages, and he's using all this cryptic language with me. He definitely received it. So anyways, none of it's Nancy's fault. So I put her together a replacement package, and I shipped that out yesterday. And it was really, really expensive. It cost me a couple $100 actually. And that's what happens. So that cuts into any money that you might be making doing something like this. Every time a mistake occurs, that cuts into any of the money that you might make. And then after you're done making money, you pay taxes on that too. And like I've said before, you know, you guys would be surprised when you count up all the hours that I work to make this whole channel happen. It's not as enriching as you might think it is. But, you know, it's a very cool job. You get to open up cards for a living. You couldn't ask for more than that, right? So that's very, very cool. And honestly, I have made some good money, but I've explained this before. I think I make the most money on when a card that I've purchased really appreciates over time. Like this Rillaboom, for example. Here's a great Rillaboom. It's a pristine 10, and it says I picked him up for $239. Okay, well, in a year, when Darkness Ablaze jumps up in price, let's say the box is like $400, $500 a box in a year, I could potentially sell this Rillaboom for maybe $500. Also, maybe I send him off to regrade and he comes back perfect 10. All kinds of stuff can happen. But somebody might value this around 500, 600. I mean, that's like a really large profit in that case. And so that would be like a card flip, and I did well on this card. And that kind of stuff happens all the time for me. And part of that is just your knowledge of like what's valuable and what you think is going to be valuable. So you can spend a lot of money making bad purchases that are either unlucky or maybe you predicted things incorrectly. Like, for example, I should have actually purchased a special delivery Pikachu back when he was cheaper. I didn't like him. I thought he was stupid. I still do, actually. I don't like him. But I was wrong. Other people liked him, so I missed out on flipping the special delivery Pikachu. You just never know what's going to be valuable. And then here's a great example of something that I totally predicted wrong. I thought that this would do well. These General Mills Pokemon packs, I think they're awesome. Particularly because when you slice them open, you get a guaranteed Pikachu, right? That's kind of a big deal because it means you can't lose on your pack opening. You always get a hit. And in my opinion, because of black label grading and perfect 10 grading, there's always a lot of potential in here. But people don't buy these. They don't want it. I don't know why. Okay, so look, that one has a print line. So people don't order the General Mills very quickly. And so I was wrong about General Mills. And I got General Mills that sit around doing nothing. Well, I got other stuff like Matchless Fighters. I sell out like 10 boxes of them in a live stream on a good day. And then you got stuff like this, and, you know, just sits around. So being able to tell what's going to happen next in the hobby is where a lot of a profit could be made. And that just takes good, like, maybe like people skills almost, because you almost have to know what is it that people are going to like. And that's not easy to do. That's actually, it's very unpredictable. It's kind of like the stock market that way. You don't really know what people are going to go deep on, right? People go deep on the stuff that they like. And then stuff that they don't like, they kind of dump it in the market. They go, I don't want any of that. So being able to predict that is a skill. It's very similar to like being able to purchase stocks that are going to outperform other stocks. He says, so you're speculating in the Poke market. Yeah, I would say there's unpredictability in the Pokemon card market. And let's say you've got 4 different cards that you can choose from to buy. You've got 4 different cards. Okay, so let's say you got 4 different ones. And in 1 year, they're all going to change in price. And the question for you is, which one's going to change in price more? Will it be this one? Will this one go up more? Let's say they're all different. We'll call them card 1, 2, 3, and 4. And they each have a price trajectory like this in 1 year. Okay, so the unit cost of each card is irrelevant. Let's say you have $10,000 to spend. And so it doesn't matter what each one of these costs. You're going to buy about $10,000 of whichever one you go in on. If you buy 10,000 of card 4, you're pretty much screwing yourself because this card doesn't really go up in price. If you buy 10,000 of card 3, you do okay. You do better than if you bought card 4. If you buy card 2, you made actually some pretty good money. And if you buy card 1, you made more money than everyone else. So by the end of a year, you've got more money than other people, and now you can do it again. So your collection grows faster than theirs. So being able to know where these cards are going is actually, it is a skill, and it's kind of hard to truly predict where they're all going. But it's interesting because you can track how cards have changed over price. CGC is so behind on scanning orders. I think the guy I spoke to said they're still working on March orders. Yeah, I just had a PSA order checked in. So I want to give you some great examples. Oh, hold on. See if I can get any examples. Do you think there'll be a bigger Burning Shadows boom? Oh yeah, Burning Shadows, that'll definitely... Oh yeah, I forgot I had this. Game Boy promo. I was going to regrade this with PSA. Not going to happen anymore. I'm keeping it with CGC, actually. So, okay, this is a perfectly good example. I'm teaching you guys a little Pokenomics here. All right, I'll put that back real fast. So we've got Expedition Mew on the right and Expedition Poliwrath on the left. And they pull out of the boxes at roughly the same rate. All Pokemon cards do. Especially old vintage stuff. It's not like Pokemon Company had favorites or anything. Which one of these should you buy? Well, it probably is the Mew. The Mew tends to go up in price more because the demand is higher. There is a case where the Poliwrath is the better choice. The Poliwrath is the better choice if you find him underpriced. You rarely find this card underpriced. The Mew is actually typically overpriced. So people already know this card changes in value faster than the Poliwrath. So because of that, they want a lot of money for the Mew. Sometimes the Poliwrath, somebody's so tired of looking at him, they just want to get rid of him, and they will sell him at like, I don't know, like half the buy it now, cheapest buy it now price. They'll be like, yeah, take my Poliwrath, please. Because maybe they're saving up to buy one of these. So if you can get this guy unusually cheap, he's still a good price. And this guy he's going to be unusually expensive. And then over time, they're all going to change in price. But the Mew changes faster than the Poliwrath. And unfortunately, on the back of the cards, I don't have a way to show that. Maybe if I pulled my Team Rocket cards out, I could show you that. So if you were to track the prices for the most favorable cards and the least favorable cards, what would you find? What you would find is that the least favorable cards barely change. And then the most favorable change really rapidly. That's what you would find. And again, it's not that you can't make money off of like the cards that change very slowly. You can. You just have to know when they're at the right price, because sometimes they're underpriced for what you're getting. For example, I thought that Steam Siege was underpriced when I started buying Steam Siege, and I was very right about that. Steam Siege basically tripled in price, and I sell it at that triple price now. And it doesn't sell super fast, but it actually does sell. And the thing is, it's not like it's going down in price. It just goes up in price because it's out of print now. So I'm not in a race to sell any of it. It can sit in my closet for 20 years for all I care. What was important was that I got the Steam Siege at a lower price than, let's say, an overpriced set, such as I thought that Flashfire was overpriced where it was already at. Flashfire is so expensive compared to like Evolution, Why would I buy 1 box of Flash Fire when I can buy 4 boxes of Evolution and wait for them to all become 4,000? The question is, will Evolution increase in price times 4 faster than Flash Fire will increase in price times 4? So for Flash Fire to go from 4K, well, to multiply it by 4 would take it to 16K. So what will reach its price first? Evolution's at 4K or Flash Fire at 16K. See, so that's the math behind it. And when you kind of look at it, when you look at it that way, you begin to realize, wow, Flash Fire is probably overpriced and Evolutions is underpriced because the boxes are not that entirely different. There's so many opportunities to make money out of the XY Evolution box. Plus, people don't just open for money, by the way. That maybe somebody like me who does this for a living, I make sense of the cards in a mathematical way or in sort of like a business way. But for a lot of people, they open for fun. Okay, so the majority of people open for fun, and then a smaller slice of the pie of people open strictly for business reasons. And which box is more fun, Flash Fire, Evolution? Easy, Evolution is more fun. Evolution has the old artworks, so it's always going to be more fun than Flash Fire. Flash Fire is strictly for people from the XY era. So, you know, you do a little thinking like that, and then I come to my conclusions, and I come back here and I report them to you guys, and you guys can take that information as you want it. Maybe I'm wrong. I was wrong about the Pikachu from... Although, I will say this. I bet you the special delivery Pikachu has been going down in price. You guys want to see? I bet you anything he's gone down in price. Let's go see real fast. Then we'll get back to opening up cards, okay? Guarantee you he almost... I'm almost certain he would have. So special delivery Pikachu, and we're going to look at the, let's see, ended, we're looking for ended recently. I got to go to completed. All right, there we are. So, and we only want 10s. So let's see, special delivery Pikachu. This is PSA 10, and it looks like he most recently sold marked down from 900. So here he is, 900, 900. We're going to scroll backwards now, okay? Double swirl, 3 swirls. Somebody bought it for 7K. What the? So yes, we can see that he has progressively gotten cheaper over time. Here he is. Oh, this is a different type. That's actually a pack grading, if you guys didn't know that. So this is a pack grading. Very interesting. But here we can see that his price has been consistently falling. Here he is earlier in March selling for 1,300. Here he is for 1,400. Okay, we're scrolling back further. Here he is for 2,000. So if you bought him in February for 2,000, he now sells for 1,000. So the truth is he was overpriced, and I could see it. I mean, it wasn't a surprise for me. Here, 2,200, 2,000, and so yeah, the price on him. Zard dropped too. Yeah, the Evolutionist Charizard dropped a little bit, but I can kind of understand that because a lot of the times you're looking at auction. What we were looking at there was buy it now, okay? So that's different. Auction tends to go a little less than auction tends to go for a little less than a buy it now. So let me do the same thing for Evo Charizard. We'll take a look at the buy it nows. But you know, as we get further away from Logan Paul's box opening, you're going to lose some of the casual audience. It's going to be lost. I'm trying to say 11 on this. Hold on. All right, so ended recently. Can we just look at the sold ones? Here we go, sold items. All right, let's take a look. Let's take a look. It is an interesting subject, right? So that's a 9. 9. All these people claiming these 9s are going to be 10s is so annoying. We're looking for a 10 that has sold. That's 9. Here we go. So April 9th appears to be the last sold buy it now, marked down from 5,400. I don't know what that might have gone for. Maybe it went for 5,000, but that actually did sell for quite a lot. That seems to be the last one sold in buy it now. Now auction's going to be lower than that. Auction tends to go for less, but that's because you have to be there at the right time, and you have to be the person who's got cash on hand at the very moment that is going to become available. Actually, it looks like there's still some. So this is the next round of the PWCC auctions. Here's a few of them in auction. And this one's already bid up to 35. So maybe people like that one a little better than these two. Maybe this one's clearly a little better centered. Are these all 10? Yeah, well, look at this. They're so silly. See how many they list? This is why they go for less money. They listed, what is it, 4 of these at the same time? So what, you got 4 people sitting around with the money to buy 4 of those at the same time? It just makes no sense. So, yeah, you can keep an eye on that if you want. I've already got one. I don't think I'm going to buy another one. I don't even like the one I have. It's so dumb. The grading's so ridiculous with PSA. I wish they were as tough as CGC. That's why I say that I'm done with PSAs. I don't trust them anymore. The illusion of their label, the brand, is broken for me. It's cracked now. They look about as fancy to me as GMA looks. It's about as fancy as GMA's label. So Diego Martinez. Next, Diego says 2 Unified Minds, 2 Unbroken Bonds. Let me go grab some Unified Minds. I'll be right back. All right. PSA has been overrated for a while. And they're so expensive, too. Like, they keep raising their price. Like, all right, but what do you offer? What's the value you're offering? It's really just for scabby sellers, you know? For guys going, let me take this flawed card, get an easy PSA 10 on it, and then sell it to some guy who doesn't understand the concepts, the abstract ideas that go into grading. Ideas like flawlessness, you know? And that's precisely why people say, I'm sending to PSA. That's how you know. That's how you know it's no good. All right, here we go. That's right. Hako says, unless you're at a car auction, and there's 2 rich guys trying to outbid each other, and the item goes for 100 times more. So exactly, when it comes down to auction, there actually has to be multiple rich people sitting around bidding on the exact same item in order to cause the item to jump. What's the deal with Beckett? You know, Beckett was never bad. I just don't like their case. That's all. I don't like their case. I don't like their website. Nothing was ever wrong with Beckett. You can grade with Beckett all day. Beckett's probably going to be around for a long time, and it's going to be for people who like Beckett grading. Would I buy a Beckett 10? Sure, definitely. I'll keep an eye on Beckett 10s. All right, here we go. PSA sells to the most people because it sells primarily to casuals who don't understand how card grading works. And once you figure it out, your opinions start to change, I promise. Especially if you really care about the hobby, your opinions will change. Thunderous Dragonite. You'll be like, wait a second, I expect better than this. Fomantis. Here's Unbroken Bonds. We got, Pyokumoku. And on your last Unbroken Bonds, Ghastly. Holy, Mr. Diego Martinez, I'm so sorry, but all your pulls were cold. You missed half of my order, sir. Oh, I'm so sorry, Jack. We'll go back and take care of it to make sure it's finished, okay? Little Caesars raised the price of hot and ready pizzas to $6. Save us, Trump. Is that like a reference to inflation? Oh, mister, you're having a nice day, actually. There you go, Diego. All right, so, mister, let me go find your bag. Now you're having a nice day. Holy, that's way better. So, Mr. Jack, he says you missed some of my order. 1 Spawn the Large and 4 Darkness. Oh, the 4 Darkness. I totally forgot about those. I even read that out loud. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh. There we go. Please save us. I can't afford the extra $7 in gasoline. I want my pizzas cheap. But, you know, Donald Trump was also printing a lot of money, too, right? It wasn't just Biden. Donald Trump was putting us into greater amounts of debt. So he was a heavy spender, just like, the Republicans talk a big game about being fiscally conservative. Donald Trump was not fiscally conservative. And remember, we had Trump bucks, right? Well, what was that? That was money printing. So it started with Trump. And Biden just continued it. So Biden didn't say, all right, we got to stop it. We're going to keep, he said we're going to keep it going. And who knows, maybe it really was. Oh my God, Jack, it's a good thing you caught me on that. Look at this, guys, picking up another Charizard VMAX. We pulled 3 of these recently. How did we get so lucky? 3 of them, guys. Holy. Excellent. Charizard VMAX. That card looks so nice. All right. Loving that. For Jack Walsh. Raphael's like, oh. Mr. Jack. Let's find your bag. Jeremy, are you up top? Ah, you are up top. Placed you up top because your bag's getting a little fat. Like your mama. No, I'm just teasing. Hey, let's take a close look at it. Okay. Looks pretty good on the bottom. He's a little. He's gonna lose a point for being off center. All right, there we go. Pretty sure he needs a pity pull. All right, here's your pity pull. Now we've got Michael Hickman. Michael Hickman. By the way, how much darkness do I have left? You know, I only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 darkness ablaze left. Oh no, I don't. Oh, that's right. I put some in the baby room, or not the baby room, the cat room. Baby room. Maybe I got babies on the mind. I have a bag, 1 spot in the large, 1 live custom, and 7 darkness. So we'll get a new box of darkness out. All right, let's get started. Let's get started. Mary says, Derek, I want free packs or I'll copy, stripe, quip, and claim yours mine. Which packs do you want for free? You want some, I can get you some hoops. You want some free hoops? Michael. Mr. Been making babies. The cats have their own room? That's right. The cats have their own kitty litter box room. So that we don't have to deal with their stinkies, dude. You want the handy pack? Oh my god. All right, here we go. Michael Hickman. Let me go get one of those. It's also in the cat room. He says he wants 1 live custom booster. Okay, let's see what you got. Ah! 7 matchless. Hey, there you go. 7 matchless fighters. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And 7 darkness ablaze with live shipping. I think I have 3 CGC slabs with you as well. All right, sounds good, Michael. Let's go get that darkness, though. Give me a minute. Tell you what. You guys stare at this box for a minute. I'm going to take a little tinkle break. You know how it is. I'll be right back. Can you just sleeping? Man, all you gotta do is lay around and sleep, huh, kitten? Man, life's so easy for Kitty Cat. All right, you ready? Here we are. I want to know which grading company is going to offer graded booster boxes first. That'll be crazy. People will start sending whole booster boxes to them. Ooh, look at that. 5, 6, 7. Good luck with your polls, Mr. Michael Hiegman. There we go. I'll grade your booster box. Send it over. Oh, thank you, Matthew. I'm sending it right now. Can I send you my entire collection of vintage boxes? I would really like those graded. I'll send you all of them. Imagine developing a machine that could image the inside of a pack without affecting its integrity. That'd be pretty wild. That would be pretty wild. Rune Rigis. Cold. Here's, ooh, Dracovish. I'll grade all booster boxes. I'm very backed up, though, so it could take a year or two to grade. Okay, we've got Inteleon. Here's, oh, Blaziken. Oh, you're doing well. You got 2 VMAX full art so far. Can we pull a hyper rare, too? That'd be wild. Here's a Blaziken V. Oh, they're all hits, mister. 6'3" fit girl with a sleeve. I'm taking your idea, calling my Uncle Elon right now. Be right back. My Uncle Elon. I missed those days when Rand sent me to the Shadow Realm. You're banned. Mute him. All right, here we go. Darkness Ablaze. Hello, I am a girl. Brad, you're a girl? Can I call you Kitten and send you all my Pokemons? Sneep. Venusaur, I've seen your index finger. Oh my god. Last pack. Sneep. Woo! Here goes. Oh my god. We've got Darumaka and Heatran Toxtricity. And we got Snubble Houndoom. Ooh, look at this Houndoom. You should keep politics out of this channel. All right, guys, what politics do you want to talk about next? Let's talk about socialism versus communism versus capitalism. What do we have here? We got Fletchinder. Ooh, Fletchinder. Pepes are evil. Did you know that Pepe is an alt-right meme? Oh, hold on. We got to open this pack all the way. Mister, I don't know. I couldn't help it. I like talking pokey politics. It's too much fun. Let's talk about the libs. I want to talk about China's problem with Hong Kong. Oh yeah, that's still ongoing. I don't know. I haven't heard any news on that. That's it. Canceled. Everyone dislike and leave. 5G is dangerous. People are claiming that 5G can give you cancer. Oh man, what if that actually turned out to be true? You know, there's no long-term studies on that. With 5G, with any kind of Wi-Fi radio signals, you know, these internet radio signals are going through the air. They're passing through your body, and we don't know what the side effect of all that is. But people, they think in theory that it should cause probably cancer. And there's, you know, all the people who are pushing 5G because they're going to make billions of dollars on it or more. They're like, no, what are you talking about? It's good for you. Makes you younger, faster, smarter, stronger, right? So nobody wants to talk about that. But if it's true, it's outrageous that we would even consider implementing it. But of course, they're not going to truly know if it causes cancer or not until they actually do implement it and then do long-term testing to see if somebody gets cancer off of it. Just wear a tinfoil hat. I mean, yeah, that's what I do. So Mr. Michael Hiegman, Michael, let's find your bag. Let's be honest. They say a lot of things can give you cancer, and that's because they truly don't know what does and doesn't. No, that's not true. We've done extensive research on cancer. They have an idea what gives you cancer at this point. What do we got? We got, is that 2 Nancy Luna bags? I think I got 2 Nancy Luna bags. Let's combine them. All right, 2 Nancy's. 5G will make us weaker. Need more Zerds. I think we need more Zerds. Matthew, Nick L, Matthew, Monica Putty. What are these names, man? They're like from forever ago. These guys straight up disappeared. They said, nah, keep the cards. So Michael Hickman. I have a low chance of prostate cancer. You have a low chance of prostate cancer. Man, I heard sitting too much gives you a higher chance, and that's all I do is sit. I sit so much for this job, it's crazy. Really, really bothers me a lot, actually. Mister, I've adopted your mindset in CGC 9.5, now I see them as PSA 10, picked up a few super cheap. Exactly. And you know, the crazy thing is, when they arrive and you hold them in your hand, you'll see why people say that. Because they quite literally, some of them look better than some of the PSA 10s that I've seen, which would mean if you ever cross-graded them, they would just turn into a PSA 10. And so what that should tell you is that just because you see the number 9.5 doesn't change the reality of the quality of the card you're buying inside. That goes both ways. If you're buying a PSA 10 and it's actually a garbage card that PSA is parading about as a 10, just because they've called it a 10 does not mean that it's free of flaws. And I think it's ridiculous that their highest grade does not talk about whether the card is flawless or not. What am I looking for? I don't even see it in here. Michael Hickman, maybe you're in the overflow, so give me a second. I feel like you'd be in the overflow. Jonathan Morris, Jacob Kai, here's Joe Harris, Jesse, let me read. I have a bag. Okay, he says he has a bag. Is it just a small bag? Maybe it's just a small bag. Mr. Michael, Mr. Michael. Looking for a small bag for Michael Hickman. Nurses, Marvin, Mario. All that matters is the card itself. The reality of the card does not change no matter who grades it, is always the same card with the same flaws. So it's better to have a company that tells you the truth about the card you're buying so that you can go out and get a pristine 10 and not joke around and pretend like a 9.5 is a 10, you know, because you're just kidding yourself. You're clowning around. You're having a laugh. Mary says, Derek, you want me to sponsor you with a limited Mary chair, gaming chair with the pink theme and me printed on the back of the chair. All right, I'll buy a Mary chair. Price check on mini boosters for hot sets like Evo and base set, Sun and Moon. Okay, so Michael Hickman, we found your bag. We combined it. Let's go ahead and get a little bit of padding in there for you. We found your bag. And I'll go grab those 3 slabs as well. Just because a grading company dresses it up as an emperor, it does not make it an emperor. There's no such thing as fake it till you make it with the card grades. Once you flip it around and you start looking for problems, they'll become apparent because everyone can see it with their own eyes. All right, I'll be right back. So it's really nice to have a company that actually tells you when a card's flawless. And it's healthier for us to admit when it's not, rather than to pretend it is because we're all greedy. I think it's greed that primarily motivates us to accept PSA's 10. We're all motivated by profit on our PSA cards. But that shouldn't be the primary focus of the hobby. The primary focus should be on obtaining actually flawless cards. All right, Mr. Michael. Like, we should want to know that. That's why card grading is such a popular phenomenon, because humans actually care a lot about things that are actually 10. You know what I mean? It's just so crazy because PSA has this monopoly, so they get away with lying essentially. And they don't just do it because they're bad at it. They do it because there's a profit in them for that. When they can claim that your card is worth a lot of money, they can then upcharge you when you grade. So they can take your expensive Charizard, and your Charizard's a 9, but they can call it a 10 even though it's not. And then they say, hey, so your Charizard's a 10, you're gonna have to pay us a bunch of money to grade it. And you go, really? Here, take all my money. And then you sell it to some poor sucker who doesn't understand that it's not really a 10. But at that point, PSA's already made their profit, and so have you. Well, people are gonna catch on to that. People are gonna figure out that that's what's happening. And so I'm swapping to CGC before more people figure that out. Because basically what I've realized is people are undervaluing the CGC 10 and overvaluing the PSA 10. All right, Mr. Michael, you're graded. I'm sorry, Mr. Michael, you're shipped. I'm going crazy. Who's next? After Michael, we have Raphael. He says, Mr. I'll also send my Espeon and Kingdra to CGC with this money. I'll just send the others when we establish the store credit. All right, sounds good. Let's see what we got. Yeah, so Sig points out he got a Jirachi for 50, and it was a 9.5, whereas the PSA 10 goes for like 150. Okay, so let's see. Espeon and Kingdra. Here's the Espeon. This Kingdra? Oh, here it is. It's at the back of the bag. All right, sounds good, mister. I like them. The Full Art Kingdra. Yeah, that's a cool card. I like how it's all black on the background. That's that old XY era Full Art. You know, there's a bunch of cards that were like that. There we are. My toilet water, extra brown if you know. So now I'll make Mary flavored juice. I will bathe in juice and sell it. Mary flavored? Sign me up. But wait, what if it's stinky? It's probably stinky, guys. I'd stay away. All right, let's see what we got. Did I say let's see what we got twice? I don't know. I don't think this card will get a perfect 10. I think it has slide off centering right here and here. I take a point off for slide off centering. I think it's most likely a pristine 10. I guess there's not much harm in testing though. Maybe it's worth the money to test it. Raphael says, I don't but hope mind if it's less than a 9. I'm just really vibing with the Kingdra art. Yeah, you know, they'll grade it and they will tell us what the reality around the card is. They will not give us a higher grade to make us feel good about it. They'll tell us exactly what it is. And no matter who you grade with, that's what it really is. Doesn't matter if PSA calls it a PSA 12 or GMA calls it a GMA 15. It is what it really is. And who you grade with doesn't change your card. It just changes the number on your grade. And the fact that anyone is so easily fooled into thinking that, well, it's a PSA 10, that means it's valued at a PSA 10. If people are really fooled into believing that, it just tells me that there's a lot of noobs and a lot of casuals buying cards. And if they stay in the hobby, they will definitely wise up as time passes. A lot of noobs. Oh, by the way, I didn't write down that you wanted, yeah, I didn't write down no subgrade. Let me write that down real fast. Well, you know what? I know what the order is. I'll probably submit them tonight. Noobs. Because it won't work on me anymore. I can tell you that. It does not work on me anymore. Oh, it's a PSA 10. PSA said it's a 10. They're the authority. The frick they are. PSA, the authority. It's just some guy being paid hourly to sit in a room and go, oh, I think it's a 10. The authority, my booty cheeks. All right, guys. Well, we're at 200 minutes, and the orders have slowed down. So I'd like to go ahead and end the live stream here. Let's go ahead and begin the giveaway. No more orders, please. Let's go ahead and begin the giveaway for the people in that giveaway channel. By the way, Mr. Fancy Forks, if you're still watching, I'm going to throw you into the giveaway channel, okay? So I'd like you to join that giveaway channel and make a guess. Give me a second, though. All right, so Mr. Fancy Forks, you have access to the giveaway channel and to the card trade channel. So now you can also try to sell your cards if you want. But yeah, so the way it works here is you'll notice that people are putting the letter I in front of their guess. So today's letter is I. And tomorrow's letter will be GHIJ. So the next number or letter will be J. All right. Now you pick that number out, and I'm going to go ahead and open up the number generator. Here we are. All right, you made your guess. And now we're going to begin. You ready? 46. All right, 46 is the guess. Let's test I-46. We have Mr. Guerrero, who guessed that on the nose. Wow. And I'm pretty sure I know exactly who that is. Give me a moment. It's Juan Garcia. What's up, Guerrero? Mr. Guerrero. Let's see what you got. No luck this time. Just two hollows. Just two hollows. But let's see what else was in there, huh? Let's go a little deeper. Pikachu. 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, this one's deep, huh? So I'll spare letting you know what it is because I don't want to spoil it. And I'll toss these back in. So it wasn't too close. You would have had to have gone pretty deep to pull the next hit in the box. Okay, and yeah, I suppose we're done. Let me just refresh PayPal in case there was any stragglers, but I don't think so. Another nice live stream. Not too bad of a wait time tonight either. What's today? Today was Tuesday? Tuesday morning, technically. Yep, we're all done. Thank you so much, everyone, for watching and supporting. I always enjoy our fun conversations and opening up Pokemon cards together. And tomorrow, we'll open up even more Pokemon cards together. Another day down, another day closer to our move-out date. I'm very nervous and excited because, again, we are seeing the house for the first time when we actually get out there. The loan's still not approved. They have not appraised the home. They can't get an appraiser. All the appraisers are booked because that many homes are selling that fast out there. They can't get an appraiser to finish. The last step of the loan is the appraisal. The bank has to make sure that we're not overpaying for the house. Okay, so they have to have their appraiser check the house out and be like, oh, yep, it's worth about that much. You know, in case my wife and I refuse to pay on the loan, they take the house back, right? That's how a mortgage works. They go, okay, well, now we're taking your home from you. And yeah, so they need to appraise it to make sure it's roughly worth what we're paying. But they can't get an appraiser out there. It's so funny. And that shows you how bad the demand for houses is right now. The demand is through the roof. So we're just waiting for that. Maybe it'll be done tomorrow or today or whatever time it is. And we'll have to see. So we're excited. And once we're out there, I can live a healthier lifestyle maybe. We want to get like a paddle boat or kayaks or something and just go out on the water more often. And we want to show you what it looks like to have like your window open and there's the lake right there. It'll be really nice. Raphael says, if not, march into the bank with your Pokey, wave that Charizard 10 in their face. I'll be like, I'll give you a Charizard. All right, see you guys later.